Hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K. And I am sitting here with Donovan, the recovering Democrat Sadiq. As you can see, never going to grow any hair. Maybe like one or two, strands at best, right? Nevertheless, I want to thank him for being here on the Demetra K Show, where we promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people with the emphasis on even because we are great people, but we can always strive to do better. It is for some of y'all. I don't celebrate. I work today. Christmas Eve. Donovan's on the eve of eating his pork and beans, as he says he does every Christmas Eve. Christmas to be at one with people who are less fortunate. I don't have you cracked the beans open yet? Not yet. So today we don't have a specific topic. I'm going to leave it up to y'all. Whatever y'all want to talk about there in the comment section, I may oblige. Now, I said almost anything in the description box. So sometimes y'all can get kind of wild. And I'll share the link today. Y'all can come up and, give you 2 minutes to say what's on your mind, whatever it is, within reason now, not whatever it is. Because there's so many things going on in the world. I don't have anything specifically that I felt like talking about today, although I am open. Okay, I'm open to talk about whatever y'all want. I'm sure Donovan's got a lot of things he wants to talk about. He got some grievances or whatever. We're just going to have a conversation, right? Just a regular old conversation. So anyway, I want to say a big giant thank you and welcome to Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. As I said, you are not just viewers, you are family, and we do share the link. And I also have the ability now to go on live on Instagram. Although I typically do not use my Instagram for stuff like this, I kind of use it just for, a meme here and there or a picture of myself. So I don't know. Maybe I'll go on Instagram one day. We'll see. But anyway, Donovan, what's going on? I haven't said too much.
Well, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, Happy Holiday, Happy Kwanzaa. As you know, our Vice President and her family love to celebrate. An Indian woman that celebrates Kwanzaa. Yeah, right. Bah, humbug. But welcome you guys to the Demetra K Show. Once again, it is Sunday. And if it is Sunday, rain, sleet, holiday, vacation, Demetra K will be on if at all possible. Do us a favor on your way in. Let us know where you guys are listening from. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And again, we are pushing so that we can have some serious conversations. The African Diaspora News Channel app, you can go to it on the web and download it. It's at Google Play, and Apple Store. You can download it over there. Also, a lot of stuff is going on today in Holiday Madness. Yes, I do have some grievances, and I will be speaking on those grievances if you guys want to listen. And I want to thank everybody that chimed in on my dog, Belle. She is doing fine. She is back to normal for now. Has some nodules, which means she's getting older, and it's probably, something that, she's going to have to deal with. But they stopped the bleeding, and $1,500 is what they billed me.
Ain't you lucky you got it?
$1,500 at the vet ER. Now, I'm going to tell you this real quick. I know you guys get your little puppies and your dogs and cats, and you love them to death when they're nice and young. If you really love your animal, put insurance on them. Yes, it's a bill. Yes, you're going to pay it. There's nothing wrong with the animal. But I guarantee you, if you keep that animal, as long as I keep my animal, I have pet insurance. That is when you get to stick it back to the insurance company and everything evens out. As the dog ages, the anatomy of an animal is way more expensive than the anatomy of a person. So pet insurance, pet insurance, pet insurance.
Yes, indeed. And the average logical thing says, yeah, pet insurance though. Yeah, that's another thing. I don't have any pets, so I just don't. But I really love and appreciate Donovan for what he does do for his animals. I've learned a lot about the care of animals via Donovan because most people don't know they need pet insurance, right? A lot of times if something happens to your pet, and normally it will, right? Because they're outside or something might happen to them, anything. They eat stuff and they might pick up something and then you got to take them to the vet and you don't have insurance. The vet is like, that ain't our problem. We still need y'all to come out the pocket a hefty amount of money. And most people love their animals, they're going to do whatever they got to do. But then, unfortunately, as Donovan was telling me the other day, the other option is to put your animal to sleep. Most people don't want to put their animal to sleep, right? They want to try to save it, but you ain't got $1,500, then it's so hard. You know what I'm saying? You got to say goodbye to your animal. And like I said, I'm not an animal person, but I have seen people with their animals. Matter of fact, I knew a girl back in the day. She had a goldfish that died. And she boo-hooed. Talking about I can't be at work. Now that I look back, I'm like, I should use that damn goldfish to get a day off from work. Because I ain't never heard nobody just cry like that over their fish. But I don't know. Nevertheless, I'm glad that Donovan, you have the insurance to take care of Miss Bell, because I know that Bell is your everything. Shaniqua, how are you doing? And Moni X. So I see you both on here twice. You say Merry Christmas to Donovan, and thank you so much. And Shaniqua, if I didn't already, how you doing? And Black America says, if you love your animal, put it down. If you can't do it, I'll come handle it for you. Say, no, thank you. No, and thank you. Okay. Asada, how you doing? Thank you so much. Thank you. Hello, Tisha. How are you? Black America says, I had to put my baby down. It was painful. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't have a pet, but I know people who do it. It's like, losing a human, family member or something like that. So, like I said, my hat and heart out to everybody who has an animal.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, there do come situations where the best thing is to put the animal down, but I want it to be the very absolute last option, because I want to make sure I do right by my animal. I'll tell you what, with my dog, her insurance, just the dog, is $215 a month. She has better insurance than I have. So if anything happens, I want to just, have my mind clear that I gave this dog the best life possible, and she had the best medical care I can give her. And I get it. Everybody loves animals, and not everybody has money, whatever. But invest in that insurance. I'm telling you, it's not that expensive if you go through the motions that you're supposed to. You go to the appointments. It's like having a child. Their annual appointments. You get them their annual shots. You do the things you're supposed to do with them. It'll take care of itself.
Absolutely. Okay, so here we go. I said, if y'all have a question or something y'all want to address today, I know it's Christmas Eve. Most people are probably off doing what they're doing, cleaning their chitlins or whatever you're gonna do. Me, I'm not doing anything special. I work today. But Moni, you up first. Okay. Donovan and I are gonna tackle this the best way we can. So I would love to talk on the following topics of how Colorado and a few other states don't want your, guess is mine, beloved 45, which is Trump, on their ballots, and they're thinking about locking him up. I think you say, Donovan, you want to go first, or would you like me to go first? All right. So as you guys know, in Colorado, their Supreme Court decided that Trump cannot be on their ballot for the 2024 election due to his part in the insurrection. Now, if you really think about it, what part did he really have in the actual insurrection? Some would say none, but some would say, well, he incited the insurrection. Okay, so both of those things are probably true. And so they're saying, per the Constitution, anybody who was involved in an insurrection, which means kind of trying to overthrow the government and all of that, they cannot be on the ballot. So Colorado is the first state to make a major move against that of former President Donald Trump and eliminating him from the election process in 2024. Okay. My opinion on that is it's cheating. It's cheating, and it is robbing. And from what I understand, Colorado, I guess it kind of could be like a purple state. I guess it could go either way. But let's take it with the Democrats. Moni, your beloved party. They always talk about democracy. We got to protect democracy. Democracy's in danger, right? Well, how is extending democracy to the American people, especially in Colorado, if they are being robbed of democracy? Democracy means you have a say-so, right? So the Supreme Court and the other people there, higher-ups, if you will, decided that the people of Colorado does not have a say-so as to who they want to vote for. Now, of course, we know that if the election was held today between Biden and Trump would win. Okay, there's no question about that. And so what these states are starting to do is try to circumvent the election process. All right, let's go to California. Now, the lieutenant governor she was like, she reached out to the Secretary of State and said, hey, per what Colorado is doing, we should do the same thing. We need to get Trump up off the ballot. Well, Governor Gavin Newsom said, we're going through the election process, and we're gonna do it the right way here. We're not doing all of that. He says, if the people want Trump on the ballot and they vote for him and he wins, so be it, or whatever. But we're not going to do that. Let's go through the motions like we've been doing. So, in my opinion, I think Colorado, they're cheating. And the other thing is for the DNC, if you don't want Trump to win, take Biden off the ballot. Moni, ask the DNC, your beloved party, why are they forcing Biden on the American people?
And I agree with everything that you just said. That is an excellent combination of everything that you really need to think about. But you also got to think about this too. It is repugnant in a democracy to not have a primary, especially for the president of the United States. Regardless if the other candidates have no chance of winning, you should still have it. It is repugnant that a candidate run for re-election unopposed. To me, that's repugnant. I don't care if you put dog catcher, put something up there so people can decide. The problem is this, and in our community, we are so brainwashed by the Democratic Party. Again, I am the recovering Democrat. Why am I a recovering Democrat? Because I have been indoctrinated to vote Democrat no matter what they do and what they don't do. So I'm in recovery because I'm realizing the Democratic Party is not good for me. The Democratic Party, people keep telling me, is supposed to be the party of the people. If you look at what they're doing, the Democratic Party, in my opinion, is a direct attack against Black people. Look at their policies. Look at what's happening right now in the Democratic Party. They're not letting democracy be what it is. If Joe Biden is such a great candidate and he's doing such a great job, let him prove it. Let him take his case to the people and let the people decide. I mean, obviously, Donald Trump can't win after the 4 disastrous years he had before. And isn't it funny how white people are so selective in how they enforce the laws? Anybody else would have been tried by now. Donald Trump did an insurrection 3 years ago. 3 years ago. What is taking so long for any of this man's indictments to go to trial? You want to know why it is? Because both parties know. Because they both work for white supremacy. All they're doing is making an example of anybody in the elite class that goes against the narrative. This is what's going to happen to you. That's all this is about. They're punishing their own as an example. Because if they really wanted to do anything, I don't see Mitch McConnell doing anything. I don't see Leader Jeffries, a Negro, doing anything. We have to look at it is for what it is. It's funny how when the Republicans do it, they're democracy. Oh, we need voting reform. Demetra, everybody you know has a driver's license. So how is voting rights an issue in Black America? All you need is some kind of government ID, a passport, anything. So why is that an issue? Oh, but we get emotional. Ladies and gentlemen, in a democracy, a true democracy, if Trump is such a threat to democracy, why the hell are you running Joe Biden then?
Absolutely. And unpopular, how you doing? So you say, and again, this is open. So you guys want to talk about something, we'll talk about it. I'm going to try to address it quickly so we can get to all the other questions. All right. So you say, talk about Simone and her husband. All right. So I have been seeing everything that's going on. So Simone Biles, of course, you guys know who she is. She is an Olympian, if you will, who is one of the most decorated Olympians on the planet, right? She's a gymnast, and they've got a couple of moves named after her, some never before done moves and all that other stuff. But she is married to, and I think he's still a Texan, but a football player, Jonathan Owens. And they went on, I think it's called The Pivot or something like that, podcast. I've watched it before. They being her and her husband. And one of the hosts asked him how did they meet, and he says that they met on not some podcast, some sort of a dating site or whatever the case is, and they kind of went back and forth and liked each other. And then somehow one of the hosts says, well, he asked Jonathan, did he know who she was? And he said no, he didn't really follow gymnastics like that and all this other stuff. And then one of the hosts said something like, you're the prize, or I don't know. And he basically is like, well, yeah, trying to kind of play Simone a little bit to the left. So from that point on, the internet has erupted in calling him Simone's husband, Mr. Simone Biles, that kind of stuff, because, they kind of felt like he was making it seem like, well, I'm more popular than her. I didn't know who she was. And even the host was like, you didn't know who she was, like, come on, So I guess the internet has went and done some digging and found some proof that he did know who she was and all that other stuff. So, they've kind of been dragging him a lot. And Simone took to her Twitter finally and said, are y'all done yet? She's not bothered by it or anything like that. So my opinion on it all is, if Simone is not bothered by it, then why should we be bothered? The last situation that comes to mind is of that of Kiki and Darius. Kiki Palmer and Darius Jackson, they were together, and then she went to the Usher concert and all that other stuff, and all hell broke loose. And from that point on, everybody was talking about how bad of a guy he is and all this other stuff. Now some other things have materialized from that point. But the thing that came to my mind is people aren't going to be happy until Simone Biles joins the Single Black Mama Club. What's she supposed to do? Leave this man or whatever? Now, we got to also take into account that they're young. And I think it was the fault of the podcasters. They kind of baited him into that, when he could have just kind of walked away from the question. He kind of fell into the trap. And so I'm with Simone. Are y'all done yet? That's my take on it. Donovan, you have any take on it?
Well, my thing is this, because to me, it's very simple. What is wrong with a woman who respects her husband, regardless if she's more popular than him or whatever? There are some women out there that aren't into themselves. They're into their family. They're into their husbands. They're into, what's making them happy and what's working for them. I don't think Sha'Carri Richardson has to let everybody know who she is. What she does shows people who she is. She doesn't, have to do that. It goes back to the thing of men in general saying, we don't care what your degree is. We don't care how much money you got. We don't care any of your accomplishments. And we're not saying that like it doesn't mean anything. A real man doesn't care, because all that is that just brings more to the family. That does not usurp my ability to be a man and to lead the family. This is not a competition. And what Simone Biles is showing me, that she knows her role in her relationship with her man, and it's not a competition. Period.
Well said. And Michael, how you doing, by the way? Say, how does it feel to work during the holidays? I don't really celebrate too many holidays. So it feels like a regular day to me. It does not feel like Christmas Eve or anything like that. Hell, it don't even feel like Christmas is coming up. I did not buy one Christmas present. When I say not one, I mean not one. I ain't buy no tree. I ain't buy no wreaths. I ain't buy nothing. Nothing. When I say nothing, I didn't buy nothing for Christmas. Okay. So it feels like a regular day. I typically work all day on Sunday because I'm not really doing much. So I just take the day to just do everything that I have to do for the week. And so I can kind of just lighten up throughout the rest of the week. But it's like a normal day to me. So I'm not bothered by it. I'm not in the kitchen all day cooking or nothing like that. And my family's in California anyway. So Donovan?
Yeah. Again, me, like I said, I'm waiting for my, after the show goes off, I'm going to go eat my can of pork and beans and all that other good stuff. And then tomorrow I will be going and helping homeless vets, American citizens that are on the streets, that put their lives on the line, and they have been abandoned by the United States government. But yet you could be a illegal migrant and come into this country, and they'll give you $9,000 for rent. They'll put you up in a hotel. They can solve all of these problems. But for these very guys that give us the right to do this show, to think the way we think, to go buy what we want to do, we can't seem to solve that problem. And that's what I'll be doing tomorrow as well.
Yes, indeed. Bernard, how are you doing? He says, do y'all think that Jim Crow Joe Biden's administration is not only a desperate tactic to replace the black vote, but also in more nefarious way? Is it a white supremacist tactic of war to ultimately replace foundational black American citizens as a demographic, our culture, our history, and our presence as a whole? Donovan, you want to answer that?
Yes.
The short answer is yes. Yes to everything. All right. So I hope that helps. Well, let me move it along. And Jessica, how you doing? And let's see here. And Walter's not here, but I'll tell him. And Miss Lachey Bay, how you doing? He says, I know we save money not giving it to colonize a holiday this year. Yeah, I'm like you. I don't celebrate it either. So, Black America says, thank you, Donovan. Tell them they don't mean that much to us. Oh, God. That's not what he said. And Yorkie Yoga Live Love Laugh. How you doing? It says finally made alive. Yes, indeed. Yay! And welcome. Let's see here. Houston Teachers United. How you doing? It says after listening to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, finally realized that this is a racist song. All the other reindeer were racist. You know, I have to listen to that again. Now that you bring that up, is it because they were discriminated against Rudolph because he had a red nose? Thinking of the song, yeah, you know, I guess I could see how you could draw that correlation, but welcome. All right, Roots Tracker, how are you? I hope you're having a great day today. And Miss Lachey says, no, man, we feel you over here, Demetra. All right. And Pamela, you say, me too, sis, today's a Sunday and that's all. Yeah. Black America says, well, your daughter is 30. I hope you're not buying nothing. No, her birthday is actually the day after Christmas. So if I was to buy her something, it'd be for her birthday. But no, we don't do Christmas or anything like that. So, nah, haven't even thought about it. Not driven the guilt to go shopping or none of that stuff. Donovan, did you go on do any Christmas shopping at all?
I just got back from the Dominican Republic. I'm getting ready to go back for Super Bowl. I got to keep my coin because Super Bowl is coming up. What's he talking about? Gifts? No!
He said he went Christmas shopping for himself when he was in the DR. Tisha, you said what I hated was how the ladies were dragging her, calling her stupid. It was just weird. But you know what, Tisha? Got also remember those are the same ladies that was talking about her hair too. You know what I mean? On one hand, Simone's hair was nappy. She should have did this. And those are the same women now that wanted to call her stupid for what was she supposed to do? She's supposed to leave her good piece of a man between the both of them. They got millions in the bank. They got a nice house. They got a child. They married. What's she supposed to leave this man and join the cat ladies of the internet? What's she supposed to do? You know what I mean? And I love how she said, are y'all done yet? Shut up. See, if it had been me, I'd have been like, shut up. Now, what I'm about to do is log off here and go snuggle up under a big giant fireplace and with my man. That's what I'm about to go do.
See, and you know what's crazy though? That is a prime example of how women, this supposed sisterhood that exists that really doesn't exist. They love misery, loves company. It just does. They hate to see, their sister happy. They want that woman out in the street. There ain't nothing out here in these streets. There's nothing out here in these streets. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, came to visit me, hadn't seen him in a minute. And I'm in my 50s. And don't get me wrong, Demetra's, 25, 26, whatever it is. She's doing her thing. And by the way, you guys, that's not Demetra. Right there, that's not Demetra. Okay? That is her mama. That is what her mama looked like in the 70s. I think there's been some kind of what movie is that? Freaky Friday or Body Swap?
Yes,
or something?
yes.
Yeah, exactly. So just like her mama. But I was telling him, because him and his wife are having like some ups and downs every now and then and stuff like that. And like in most relationships, I told him, dude, I know you see me out here traveling and doing this and doing that, and I'm in the DR having a good time, whatever the deal is. But let me tell you something. I said, don't be mistaken. Ain't nothing in these streets. If it was that good, I would have been booed up by now. But the pickings out here are very, very slim for what I want in a woman.
Yeah, y'all got a good piece of something. A man, a woman, please do not jump out in the streets. trying to get something better because, like you said, I ain't even been out there. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, I stay in the house. I do. Okay, I'm happy. Money. It said, don't forget to talk about TD Jakes, the snake. Oh Lord, having homosexual affairs with PD
Allegedly.
is coming out with videos that don't want the local law enforcement. At the end of the day, everything's coming out. But as Donovan said, those are allegations. I haven't seen any facts or anything like that to substantiate any of that. Of course, we know the internet does a lot of talking, and until something comes of that, then I haven't addressed it. I've seen it. I haven't addressed the public or anything. I've seen it. We just don't know. Now I know that he took to his pulpit today and said they're lies, and he did not want to spend any more time expounding on it. So we just have to go with that until further, notice. And that's really all I have to say about that. Brina, how you doing? I say Christmas is some of my best childhood memories, but as an adult, it's different. I can see that, and I think Christmas has gotten so skewed nowadays. I've seen videos of children getting presents that they didn't want and they're throwing a fit and, all that other stuff. So it's got this false sense of entitlement. Back in the day when, children got presents, they were happy to get them, right? But nowadays they're like, a new car? Is that all?
You want to hear something crazy? Go and buy these new kids a book for Christmas and watch them throw it at you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if I was to get anything, it would be a book. T-Bone, how you doing? It says, Trump got those idiots angry and jumped in his limo and laughed to the White House. Yeah, but is he in trouble for inciting an insurrection, or was he actually there? Trump was never at the insurrection. So I think that's where the gray line is, or whatever line may be. The average logical thinker says, thank you. There really is no sisterhood. No sisterhood at all. It's sad, but it should be. Michael M., how are you doing? And that is Brother Donovan, the co-host. Miss Lachey says, it really ain't nothing in the streets.
There ain't. And I'm a single man. And I'm not saying because I'm a man, it makes me different. But ladies, as we know, men do things differently, right? You got all these 304s everywhere. And I love them. I love the 304s. But I wouldn't marry one. That's how bad it is. That's what I'm telling you. It is hard to find, a woman of substance that I want, that I would like. And Dimitri will tell you, my standards are very low. I have some low standards, and it's tough.
Damn. How low can you go? To the gutter. To Bissonnette. I'm just playing. Okay. Michael, he says, I had children your age. My mother told me when I was young that there was nothing in these streets. There's not. There's not. Especially the streets of 2023. Okay. Not. Mackie, how you doing? Says Dimitri K. How do you feel about Jonathan Owens marrying up to Simone Biles? Men marrying up will become the norm for millennials and Generation Z. Well, how much does Jonathan have? I don't know. What he's worth. I would probably right off the bat imagine that maybe Simone is worth more. I don't know. But I do know that when you're married, it's y'all money. You know what I mean? It's our money. And some couples, I guess maybe they say this is my money, it's your money, but I don't know. It seems like they're a good couple. That's why one of the reasons why I say I hate the internet, because the internet will get a hold of something good and make it into something horrible, right? They'll just drag the man, drag her for not dragging her man. But my thing is, heifers, who are you? I don't know none of y'all. I wouldn't know y'all. I saw y'all on the street, but I'm supposed to leave my man because you got an opinion. My thing is, get on the internet with your man and get on these podcasts and voice all your opinions. I guarantee you to be a lot worse situations than we saw with Simone and Jonathan. But see, that's the thing of the internet. They think they have the right to voice their opinion on everybody else's life. They do not.
See, and the funny thing too is Jonathan is I believe a safety or defensive back for the Green Bay Packers. And I believe he is on a 3-year rookie contract. And I believe he's making about $65 million to $80 million on that rookie contract. So he's liable to come up with some more money coming up in his career. He's still fairly young in his career. So technically, if you look at it technically, he makes more money than she does outright, wholeheartedly, at the end of the career. Simone Biles, yeah, you get endorsements, you get this, but remember, she's a gymnast. So they only have a season to work with to where they make a lot of their money. There's a lot of people in these pro sports that make a lot of money, and you wouldn't even know it if you don't follow sports correctly. That's so when people like always say like, oh, he's leveling up to her. You don't know what you're talking about in some situations. In this situation, you don't know what you're talking about. He makes more money than she does. I believe he makes $16 million a year, if I did the math correctly or whatever.
60 million?
16. He's on a rookie contract. He's on a rookie contract right now.
Gotcha.
So his next contract is going to be, well, like I said, what she's worth, I don't know what she's worth. But remember, she's a gymnast, so she only works seasonally. So I don't know what she's making right now.
Yeah, she definitely works seasonally, but she also has a plethora
of endorsements and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. So, but what I'm saying is, when they say, oh, he's marrying up to her, like you said, it really doesn't matter because it's their money.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, I believe they're equally yoked in the sports that they do. So it is what it is.
Yeah, so it says she's worth 16 million.
He's making about 16 million a year.
A year.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, so yeah, he's worth more. I think the argument though. So he said he has an estimated net worth of $7 million. That's what it's saying.
Yeah, because he's on a rookie contract, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So there you have it. But nevertheless, it's their money, or whatever the case is. Your average logical thinker says, false. My kid checked out 4 books at the library yesterday, and he got the rest of the book series for the holidays. Yeah, so most definitely. I know a lot of children who like books as well, but that's something that we have to cultivate in them. Hello, Marcella. How you doing? What are you cooking today, by the way? You always cooking something. Says, I remember when I wanted a Julia doll and I did not get it, and I had a crying temper, and my mother told me, I'm your damn Santa Claus. And that made me say that I would never teach my child those lies. There you go. Don't teach the children lies in the first place. Tell them the truth. Hey, there's this holiday. It's a pagan holiday. And we may or may not celebrate Christmas, but if you get some toys under the tree, it's going to come from me. Okay, not Santa. So.
Right. And you would think all these people that claim to be Christians would know that. Even in the Bible, it says he was born in the springtime. We know why they celebrate it in this time of year. But the point is, to me, that's why it shouldn't really be that important, because we know this isn't actually his birthday, knowing that we know the facts now.
Hello, Queen Lou. How are you? I see that you're making some gumbo or something for Christmas. Lou can cook. I'm going to tell y'all that right now. Lou can cook. But happy holidays to you as well. Black America says Charles Manson wasn't there when his people took those people out, but he was charged all the same. Yeah, and in fact, where he was housed in prison, they wouldn't put anybody next to him because that's how influential he was. And a lot of the inmates were afraid of Charlie Manson, so they didn't want to be next to him in a cell. But yeah, he wasn't there, but he was the mastermind, right? He got the people helter-skelter, if you will, to go and do what they did. To what was it? The Folgers, Aris, Sharon Tate, and a couple of other people. And originally, Charlie Manson and Helter Skelter, they were trying to start a race war against Black people. So Charlie Manson truly indeed.
What did we do? Why does everybody be hating on? What did we do?
Right. He was racist. He didn't like the police. He didn't like the rich. So there's a lot of stuff going on with Charlie Manson, but he definitely was a mastermind. But never ever once did he pull one trigger, wield one knife, or do anything. But they gave him a life sentence too, because he kept saying every time he went up for parole, I do it again, I surely will. So they're like, yeah, you ain't never getting out of here.
Right, and you got to think about this. Let's say we sit here, all of us sit here, and we plan to rob a bank. Demetra is the mastermind. The attempt goes through, but it didn't work out. Demetra wasn't there. She was just the mastermind. Don't we all go to jail? Don't we all go to jail? You're just the driver of the car. Something goes wrong in a robbery. Don't you all go to jail? You didn't pull no trigger. You didn't do anything. You all go to jail. That's just how the law works.
Well, but let me ask you this. Since we're having a conversation here, you can just ponder this, and I'm going to get to these comments, and I'll come back to it. Can Trump argue that he is protected by freedom of speech?
Yes, he can.
What's one of the only things you really cannot yell in public?
Things are like fire and things that will cause a panic in regards to danger.
Okay, so he said some incendiary things. I would say that he did, but I mean, there's really a heavy burden of proof there. I'm not saying what he did or he said was right. I'm just saying if you're really looking at it, with a fine-tooth comb, I think it's a pretty heavy burden. And Marcella says it seems like that's all people want is money. The majority of people don't make six figures. Absolutely. The average logical thinker says, I wish we didn't know so much about entertainers and their lives. Yeah, I try to stay away from that kind of stuff. I'll see it. If I see it repeatedly, then I kind of look into it. But when I see stuff that's really trivial, I just try to scroll by. I'm like, I don't care. I really don't. Black America says she's 16 million, him 5 to 50 million. So yeah, what I saw says 7. How true it is, I don't know. We don't really truly know what those people have in their bank account,
Yeah, but I do know he's on a rookie contract, which is about 50, 60 million, whatever it is, for the first 4 years of their contract. So
yeah, but he hasn't realized that money yet. So net worth is what you have now, Laura Bryson, he says dating in the West is done. It's a poison realm. The East is where it's at. Okay.
I have
We
a
heard a
question.
lot of horror stories all over the world about dating, so it ain't just the West,
Well, recently, since we're talking about all over the world, did you recently hear about the 2 Black women in Bali that got messed? I sent you the link on it. Did you not see it?
I be busy all day.
I know. Okay, I'll give you a synopsis. There was 2 women that decided to be passport sisters. We gonna do what the men can do. They decide to go to Bali, Indonesia, Muslim country, get their nails done. They didn't have enough money. They wanted to go to an ATM machine. So they say, grab the nail technician. They are facing 2 years in jail right now because they did not know how to act in another people's country. True story.
Yeah, and they should do 2 years in jail if they went over there and did that. I don't feel sorry for them at all. You go over there and you rob somebody of the work that they've done. Yeah, you should do 2 years. In fact, you better be happy I ain't at the helm because I give you 4. Matter of fact, I give you 1 for each fingernail. They have you give you a chance to think that over. But yeah, you acting like a fool over here. You can't go and act a fool in other people's country or whatever the case is. Like when I go to other people's country, I'm on my P's and Q's, whatever. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wait a minute. In the Seychelles, you're about to throw down. I want to hear it.
That was a different story. She made me do it. Gerard, how you doing? Says, should Black Americans trade Christmas for Kwanzaa? If you want, I don't do either. I don't celebrate either. I just don't. You know what I mean? I feel like we should be doing those things, practicing the principles of Kwanzaa all year round, not just a certain time of year or anything like that. So I'm not terribly. I don't really celebrate holidays like that. So
yeah, one of the things that pisses me off is the fact that you got all these well-to-do, all the sororos, all the fraternities. Oh, we gonna go out and help the homeless and do all this, right? To make themselves feel good. Pull up in their little Mercedes and their BMWs, and they go out there and they give the gifts to the poor kids and and all the homeless people and all this other stuff, right? Okay, great. You feel good for a day, but aren't those people still homeless and hungry for 364 days? Where are you at to solve that problem? And that's what pisses me off about people. I would rather that you not show up and let those people, be who they be, rather than you put on this charade of what you're doing in the community when you only show up that one time a year. Don't they need help even after the time that you showed up to give them a little box food of Wheaties? Come on now.
absolutely. So I'm just skipping down. I see I'll get to where some new people came on. Let's see here. Black America says you can't use freedom of speech when it comes to harm of somebody, right? So that I agree with, but Trump's people can argue. I wasn't there. I don't know. But like you said, the Charlie Manson case that's a good example of egging people on, if you will. But with Charlie Manson, I think some people argue that maybe Trump has brainwashed his people too. But there was a little bit more going on with Charlie Manson and his followers. So I don't know, but that is a good point. Let's see here. Marnie said, let's call it like it is. If they were having illicit fornication, lustful deeds, and acts like the Druids, this is why people practice Halloween and celebrating the dead. Knowledge, power, use it. Okay. Panther Strikes, how you doing? They say, the big Bacchosaurus, okay. Crowd don't like when a black man is chosen by a black woman. It is imperative to know that women should choose men and feel confident in their choice, not the other way around. That women should choose men and feel confident in their choice. Okay, yeah, I agree with you. There's a lot of people out there who are unhappy because people are in a relationship and they seem to be happy. You know, Simone doesn't think it's a big deal. Nobody else thinks it's a big deal, but unfortunately, that's how it works. You know, people try to figure out ways to get you apart. Like I said, they ain't gonna be happy until she joins a single black mama club. When she is sitting up there in misery, single mama, you know. I'm glad that she shut it down. Like, y'all done, because we got other things to do. You know.
Right. And then if you look at Simone Biles' story, it's a very, once again, another story from a girl that came from, you know, basically the same, you know, ideology most of us come from, you know, from the bootstraps, nothing, and made something of herself in regards to how she became a great Olympian.
Houston Teachers United says Rudolph song has an underlying theme of it's okay to turn away somebody for being different. Wouldn't let Rudolph play any reindeer games. However, the second they find that same thing that caused them to discriminate against him could be used to exploit it to advantage of the majority. They only then accepted Rudolph. Rudolph's so eager to be allowed in the majority, he never questioned their past behavior. And the song is supposed to leave kids feeling like it's all worked. And then your comment cut off there, but yeah, very insightful. Now I'm going to look at Rudolph, the song, especially just a little bit differently. Okay. Brina says passport bros act a fool too, but you never bring those stories up. Right. Because like Brazil, I ain't saying it's because of the passport bros, but they changing their visa policy and all that other stuff. Also, they're saying that you got to have $2,000 in your bank account to go over there. So I don't know, did the passport bros mess it up? Because wasn't that one fool's name, Alton or whatever?
Yeah, I think he's in Africa right now, but go ahead.
Talking about the women was easy up over there and they ran them off. So I don't know. I'm not saying it's the passport bros. I just think Brazil is like, nah, y'all not coming over here. Y'all, anybody using this as a playground or whatever the case is, y'all need to, you know, apply for a visa to come over here. So
yeah, well, the thing is, I agree with you, Brianna. But here's the thing: men are held accountable outside of the United States and inside of the United States all the time. See, that's what you women don't understand. Women in the United States and in most Western countries, they are coddled to get away with stuff that you can't get away with. This behavior that goes on in this society is not acceptable outside of the jurisdiction of the United States. You're not going to get away with the BS. It's just not going to happen. So, in conclusion, I know women don't want to hear this. If you guys can't deal with us and how we are manosphere, whatever you want to call us, you ain't going to have a chance outside of the territory of the United States when you deal with these men out there that where what do you call it? The paternity, what is it? The
patriarchy.
The patriarchy is super strong.
I guess. I mean, I'm just saying, you know, I think everybody is delusional. You know, with men and women, I do. I mean, I really do. I think men and women are delusional all over the world. I think you're going to go to somebody else's country, and get you a better woman or man because they act differently. And men and women are the same everywhere. I mean, let's take the case in point. I'm going to get to Tisha a comment. Jeannie Ma. I know she's American, but she's an Asian woman. When Jeezy got with her, all of the Negroes all over the world. Oh, yeah, look at him. He got him an Asian woman. They're submissive. And all you know, y'all was just giddy. Y'all was giddy about him having an Asian woman, and that Asian woman acting like, as y'all would say, a sister. Oh, no, well, you can't have a child. You know, you need supervised visitations because you got guns in the house, and you this and you that. I don't hear too many brothers talking about, oh, she just like the sisters or the white women. I don't hear that. Why y'all so quiet?
Are you telling me you don't listen to my podcast? I said exactly that. Go ahead.
Y'all was ebullient. Oh, he got him an Asian woman. See, that's because they submissive. Man, she probably did a number on him.
Asian women are submissive that are not from this country.
Stop it. Because then when y'all go over there, y'all talk about the women over there influenced by us even still. So come on.
Right. But the patriarchy over there puts them in their place.
And if the patriarchy is putting them in, see, I'm doing too much thinking. I got too much brain under this afro here. By the way, I cut about a half an inch or so off of it yesterday or the day before. But anyway, if the patriarchy is all of that in those other countries, why they woman running around with y'all?
Because the democracy that they supposedly believe in and the capitalistic system makes them go out and keep those people very, very poor. So just like in the DR and places of that nature, when you see these little simp guys coming there thinking that they're going to fall in love with these women have husbands and boyfriends at home. They're just up here to do the work. That's why. It's all about the money.
So then basically y'all going over there not really looking for a wife. Y'all just looking for a good time.
No, because you can go to those countries. And again, I was raised in Asia. The girls that are in the cities that are working, they're doing just that. If you wanted to find a wife, you have to go out into the provinces. That's where you will find a wife.
So they like hidden in the jungles or somewhere, like deep down.
Well, they're away from the Western influence of the towns. They're in their traditional provinces.
So where is Sasua? Is it in the provinces or is it in the city?
Sasua is in the countryside, or really the beach side in the north on the northern side. So it's not in the city. There, you know, there's only like 3 cities in the DR: Santiago, Santo Domingo, and you would say Punta Cana, but not really, because Punta Cana was built up as a resort area.
Y'all passport bros, now you
Puerto Plata. Yeah, those are the 3 main cities.
Yeah, the passport bros need a new map quest to take them to the country and to stay up off the strips. Because, you know, if they working for the man over there on the strips, then y'all in the wrong place. Y'all need to go into the caves, you know, wherever y'all going. Find y'all
the provinces, right?
Yeah. Find y'all one of these.
And you will find one of those girls because they're not exposed to the Western stuff. They're not exposed to that. So, you know, you go and then you got to go to the father and the mother and, you know, ask for permission, and you got to go through the whole system. It's kind of like going to Dubai. Everybody wants to go to, all these sisters and people want to go to Dubai, into the main city. But when you go outside of that city, where you know, remember, it's really restricted there. So you can only go certain areas. But if you go outside of that restricted area, what do you got to do? You got to act right and get right.
I take your word for it. Teacher says, like I said before, when I was in Aruba, these young ladies were cutting up on the party bus and the host said, cut it out, calm down, or you'll be arrested at the next stop. Your American privilege does not work here. They were arrested at the next stop. Well, sometimes you got to make a believer out of people. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there's some people, like, why go all the way over there and go to jail? It's stupid, you know, but some people, you can't say nothing to them. So I guess, you know. All right. So Brina, you say, they're better doing that than me because I don't show up at all. And Black America says, we are not Africans. I'm not celebrating some made up African holiday. Okay. Talking about Kwanzaa, I think. Yeah, average logical thinking. Big Backosaurus is wild. Michael, he says, charity is not enough to combat homelessness, hunger, and poverty. However, the government needs to step up and combat them. I agree with that. Jessica says, correction, Donovan, 363 days. They come with the good deeds on Thanksgiving too. Laugh out loud. Teacher said, misery loves company. Lynette, how are you doing? Say from Montgomery, Alabama. How you doing? Black America says, that's not what happened. Ha ha ha. You should watch his story. And who are we talking about now? Whose story? Nobody Save TV. How you doing? Black America says, most of us black men don't like Asians. Y'all just be lying to kick it. Y'all just be lying. Because when Jeezy was with her, y'all damn near had a parade about it. Yeah. See, that's how you do it, fellas. Get you an Asian woman. She's submissive. But you see, he ain't with no black woman because she hard. Y'all, stop it. Marcella says, they say she didn't even wash her hands after going to the bathroom. She even admitted that. If I was a man, I would not want to be dating Jeannie Ma. Real number 19. Thank you so much. I love and appreciate you for that. Buck Horse, you are in the building. Black America says, cut it all off and then go Tony Braxton or something. Now, I ain't gonna cut my hair off now. I'm Donovan to tell you, it ain't nothing for me to cut my hair real low. I haven't done it in a while, but I'm kind of wanting to let my hair grow. I don't know. I'm just into longer hair now, but anything's possible. Miss Lachey says, I think if society allowed men to be more open about their sexuality, it would solve a lot of these relationships issues. Like like sis, let that man be open in peace. I'm just gonna leave it alone. Bria says, so that makes the men in other countries right. Black America says DR women are black. Depending on what day of the week it is. Some days they are, some days they're not. JJ, how you doing? Thank you so much. I appreciate you for that. The average logical thinker says down in the jungles where she don't speak English and they don't speak her language sounds like a great opportunity. Because that's what I'm thinking. Like, is she under a rock or she's in a cave? Like, where this woman at? Because I don't never hear the brothers talking about going to places like that. They always they always on the strip or something. I don't know. I haven't been anywhere. I mean, everywhere rather. Moni say, but I do appreciate, Demetra, you've been bringing some great stories and people are becoming awake across the U.S. Both you and Donovan on all these Republican, Democrat parties sit it out, no vote. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. That means a lot coming from you, Moni, because you be on my bumper. I'm going to say, what? Kamala had a what? Donovan said, what do you think about Kamala's abortion tour? So she's going around talking about...
Well, I'm going to say this. If you guys haven't noticed, the Democratic Party has basically given up on Black people and the Black vote. They have totally gone away from that. That's why they're considering letting illegal people vote who are not citizens and stuff in the small cities and stuff like that. Because the reason why they're doing that is because they realize you are waking up. They see that you see what is going on. You see it in Chicago, you see it in New York, you've been seeing it in Texas and California, Arizona, and so on and so forth, that the Democratic Party's policies and things of that is not working. So what they're going to try to do now is they are sending Kamala out on a abortion tour. And that's basically what it is, a women's rights tour, whatever the deal is, in dealing with the women's rights and all this other stuff. So she's going to go out there and tell you that it is better to basically unalive your children that are brought here, and it's better for you. And that's what they're putting her on. But I want you sisters, especially you sisters, to realize you got Ketanji Brown, who can't even define what a woman is, on the Supreme Court. How does that help Black people? You've got Kamala Harris, who was not selected by the people. She was selected by the Democratic Party, who was a heartbeat away from the presidency, who was supposed to be the czar on immigration and the border. How is that working for you? She's basically imploded and let it go and let it happen. Is anybody holding her accountable? She's supposed to be on top of this, and she's letting it happen. And so now they've got her on an abortion tour, telling women that it is good for you to have the right to unalive your children.
Houston Teacher United, he says, just want to throw an acknowledgement of this is the first Christmas / New Year in the world without educational advocate Gary Monroe. Yes, Rip, you are missed. Yeah, absolutely. I think about Gary from time to time, and it's amazing. Not amazing that he's gone, but it's amazing of the thought that he is gone. I never met Gary in person. And I've been working with Gary since about 2020. When the pandemic happened is when Donovan and I got on the show. And I never got a chance to meet him. Of course, you guys know that he passed away earlier this year. Only time I ever saw Gary was unfortunately at the funeral home. First time it's kind of weird, but the kind of first time I met him, um, I went as a favor to for a friend of mine, to because she's in California, so she wasn't able to be out here to bid a final farewell to Gary. And I ain't gonna lie, it effed me up. Like it messed me up because it's like I said, I never met him, and I was sad that that was the only time that I did meet him. In his before they were going to cremate him or whatever. So that was really tough for me. But I do think about Gary. He was such a big voice, and I know he had a lot of other things going on. But I think at the end of the day, everybody can agree that he loved the children, and even up until his last time, he really before us, he was fighting for the children. So yes, he will definitely be missed. But I will say that somebody needs to step up in his place and continue on with the work that he was doing. And I was most definitely trying to make a better educational system, especially here in Houston, for the children. So yes, indeed, rest in peace continuously to Gary. Okay, so let's see here. Just reading your comments. T-Bone says, I'm an equal opportunity lover of all women. All right. Tisha says, when they go overseas for the women, are they really meeting the creme de la creme?
Are we meeting them here?
Are we meeting y'all here? I saw a meme today. It said, what did it say? So as the man, he's speaking, oh, you just want my money. And it says a man that can't go over 60 miles an hour on the freeway because his car starts shaking. Thank you, Marcella. Black Americans, how many brothers do you see with Asians? Can you give an honest percentage? I can't give a percentage because I don't know all brothers. I don't know all Asian women, but I would say there's quite a few.
Yeah, but it's a low percentage. Like I said, a lot of military guys that go overseas. There's a small percentage of black men that marry Asian women. I mean, it's not a big number.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's safe to say that most black men are with black women. So it's not like it's black men are mostly with some other woman. Most black men are with black women and vice versa. Morning said, Donovan, I would love your opinion about Jonathan Majors. I think it was a bunch of BS and he shouldn't be sentenced. This is just because he rejected, I'm assuming as a white woman, as a form of retaliation.
Yes.
Okay. Short but sweet. Michael says, Donovan, I understand. I'm asking you about black men and Asian women thinking about their own relationships. So I don't know, something. Do you know what he was asking you?
Yeah, what he was asking me was, how do I feel about interracial dating between black men and Asian women and vice versa, whatever. To me, and this is my opinion, remember, I was raised in Asia as a black man. I'm going to tell you the prettiest babies I have ever seen. And the babies are beautiful all over the place. Don't get me wrong. But the prettiest babies I've ever seen were mixed babies that were black and Asian. I have a friend right now I grew up with. This woman is so beautiful. She's black and Korean. She looks Korean, but has all the features of a sister. That woman to me is the most beautiful woman I have ever seen. Just, she looks exotic. Fellas, you know what I'm talking about. She looks exotic, but she's got all the attributes of a sister, which is another reason why we love y'all. We love y'all because y'all sister ain't nothing like a sister. But when you get those kind of attributes, it's a lot.
You better believe ain't nothing like a sister, okay? Ain't nothing. When I say nothing, I mean nothing better than a sister, okay? Money says, I never said and never will sink. No woman that is not black acts like a black woman. Many people put on a facade, and Jeannie Moss said it correct. I'm glad that he left her. She wanted him for nothing but, yeah, I kind of heard something about that. But, nevertheless, I mean, they weren't meant for each other, and they'll go on to do other things. I'm assuming they both want the best for their child. Brina said a guy was showing American men with Asian women and pointing out how they look like 12-year-old girls. I was actually was thankful no black men was on that creepy stuff. Yeah, I've heard that about some of the Asian women that because they are so small, they don't typically have, big body parts like breasts and butt and stuff like that. So I have heard that. Now, I don't know if that's why men want to be with them. If so, yeah, that is kind of creepy. Hey, Brother Don, how are you this fine evening? Arneba, what's going on with you? Why would I block you? I will not block you. I'm not gonna block you.
But her block game is strong. But the block game is strong.
But Dusty Hotep, I'm just playing. How you doing? You talking about lies that ain't nothing like a sister? Come on, man. I know you're a little salty about the sisters, but you not gonna go nowhere on this planet and find a woman that can hold a candle to a black woman. You could try. You could try. It might work temporarily, but it ain't gonna be long lasting. I guarantee you that. But how you doing? And Michael, you say, Demetri and Donovan, what do you think about black and white people producing biracial babies? I mean, I honestly don't have a huge opinion on it. You know what I mean? I have biracial people in my family. I love them dearly. I have biracial, nieces. Is that the lady? Oh,
I'm gonna try to get a better picture of her, but
I'm about to say, yeah, her eye is cute.
Yeah. Hold on.
I have biracial people in my family, nieces and nephews and things like that. So I'd say to each his own. But people do what they want to do. So I don't really have an opinion I can say about myself. I do love me a brother. That's all I can say. I can only speak for myself. So, my daughter is all black. Her daddy black, her mama black, she black. So Black Americans is black and Japanese mixed women are fine as heck. Y'all just sound like I don't say colorist is the right word, but it's like okay. Brina, and I know reparations, no vote. How you doing? Black first to you as well. Brina, you say it was also the way these women carried themselves. They probably weren't 12, but they were still very young and childlike. I'm gonna leave that alone because one time I talked about that, I got in trouble. I got accused of calling them things that they technically weren't because the women are of age. So, I'm gonna leave that alone. Marcella says, I want to ask Donovan, did he ever date outside his race? And if they were women with no breasts, butt, or lips, how did he feel? How did it feel if he did?
Have I dated outside my race? I've dated, yes, I've dated outside my race, but I've never dated a white woman. Not that I wouldn't date a white woman. I just never met a white woman that I would be attracted to yet. So I always leave that door open because, love is love and whatever it is. But I've never dated a white woman in my career. And I'll tell you another reason why. I saw and heard about what my good friend Walter went through. And I also have my own brother who went through a situation with a white woman, and it was horrific. And I think I've been scarred for life.
Donovan doesn't tell y'all about all the plethora of white women that try to shoot their shot at Donovan. Did you have one run up on you at the store the other day and you gave her your number and you invited her?
I did. Okay. There was this old Navy chief. I'm at the commissary, this old Navy chief. And I'm just minding my own business. And she's 58. Well, we had a nice little, we must have talked for like two hours. And she gave me her number and stuff like that. She's a nice lady and everything. Nice, for her thing. And it's just not my cup of tea. I mean, we could be friends, but I get that all the time from the white women. It's just kind of crazy. And you know what's sad? Some of the sisters, I don't know if it's because of my features or something, but I always get this from the sisters. Oh, you look like the type that dates white women. Never done it. I've never done it.
Black American wants to know, was that your woman that was on the screen behind you?
No, that I'm trying to get a better picture. That's my friend, little sister I grew up with in Japan. She's black and Korean. Fellas, you guys got to see this girl. She is just perfect, exotic looking, Korean and black. To me, Asians and blacks, doesn't matter if it's the man is the black one or the woman is the black one. They make some pretty babies, in my opinion. All babies are pretty, but these are just something Totally different.
Right, Pamela. Ain't nothing wrong with just a black woman. Nothing at all. Nothing is wrong with a woman just being black. So, and there's nothing wrong with black and whatever they are as well. They're still black. Well, thank you, Bug Horse. I appreciate that. I love you too. Miss Lachey says Somalia has beautiful people in general. Oh, yes, very beautiful, and Ethiopian as well. Your average logical thing, it says only black men will publicly pedestalize or put them on a pedestal. I think what you're saying. Other races of women are mixed race in the company of their own women. Shameful. I'm just reading. Y'all got anything else y'all want to talk about? Put in the comment section. Today is y'all day. It's your day. Do y'all want me to open up the link so y'all can come up here and have 2 minutes? Y'all can speak your mind for 2 minutes, and I'm going to drop you on down, and don't come up here with no madness. Y'all want me to open the link? I'm going to leave it up to y'all. Black American Dog by 58. You 58. What is you talking about? Yuck. You 58 years old. Moni, oops. You say, for somebody to even suggest you cut your beautiful hair is a real hater. Give me 3. He says, you look and I love the lipstick. It's your signature. Oh, well, thank you. I ain't paying no attention to Black America. He ain't got no sense. T-Bone says, older white women in the woodlands always taking chances to flirt. This is a fetish. Yeah, black men are fetishized by them as well. It's the mandingo. That's probably a myth too, but I don't know. I heard. Black America says, I've seen some ugly children. I have too. I just don't speak it out loud, right? Like, your child is ugly. You just keep that to yourself because, it's just not nice. Michael says, Donovan, are you personally opposed to Asians dating black people because their experiences are different from Asians?
No, not at all. As a matter of fact, when Asians date black men or women, their side of the Asian culture is kept intact. Versus them, when Asians date white people, it's totally eradicated. They don't want to hear about the Asian culture. But it's been proven that when Asians date black men or black women, their Asian side of their culture is passed on to the next generation of their kids. So I think it's maybe it's a cultural thing. I'm not saying it's better, but what I'm saying is I think it's better for the next generation because they appreciate both sides.
Back to my feelings. How you doing? He says, a peace and love, family. I've never touched a white woman, but I have dated outside my race. And fellas, the software is the same if they come from the West, with a few exceptions. There you go. That's what I always heard when you turn off the lights. It all feels the same. But I heard that. All right, Michael, I'm going to open up the link. Give me just 1 second. Donovan and one of his many cats. Kissing the wrong cat. Kissing the wrong cat. Dusty Hotep says,
no, I'm not. That them crab legs and stuff. No, I'm not. I'm pushing the right one.
Dusty Hotep says, you have entire channels of the investor movement and they talking trash about us. I don't follow them either. I couldn't even tell you. I know there's a Cynthia G, but did she lose her channel? I don't follow them. I don't follow anybody who's dividing black men and women. Because I don't really think that's real life. It's this internet thing. But yeah, I'm sure they are, and shame on them. You know what, Thunder? I have not checked them out yet, but I've had a lot of people ask me about them. Wait a minute. The Bofang UV5R radio, right? That's we talked about that the other day, Donovan, on the show, as far as being prepared. He was saying that they're on Amazon. I have to go on there and get one. But yeah, I have some people ask me about it because they watched the show. So I referred them to them. But I am going to get one. You can believe that. Let me skip down here. Miss Tiffany, how you doing? You late, but you right on time. And Mickey, how you doing? It says, have you and Donovan heard about the super melanin? And what are your thoughts? If so, have not heard about that. What is that, if you don't mind me asking? Bernard says the first Asians were all black. And Michael says, Demetria, Donovan, are you personally opposed to Asians dating black people because their experiences are different from Asians in terms of dating with racism? I'm not. You can date who you want to date. I don't care who you date. I can only speak for myself. I am not in control of anybody else. I'm not opposed to anything. Because what power do I have? I don't have any power to oppose anybody doing what they want to do with their life. For me, I just like to date brothers because brothers are made for me. So that's kind of how I see it. So I think Donovan's already answered that. Entree, how you doing? Where you been? Where you been? Yes, Miss Lachey. Sometimes we do get silly. I was trying to give Donovan some advice. I rest my case. Black America says black is the dominant gene, so I'm with the one drop rule. Yeah, I mean, as I said, if you, regardless of what you mix with, you black. Jessica says, do you guys want to talk about what you think the new color purple is going to be like, or never mind? I'll let Donovan get on into that as I put this link up.
The new color purple. Now, also, Tanji, what's her name? Taraji P. Henson is crying because she's not getting paid. Isn't it funny how the sisterhood, Oprah, who could never be criticized, is underpaying these artists, and she's bringing it to light. But the funny thing about her saying that is, isn't that what Monique was talking about years ago? And nobody came to Monique's support about being underpaid and stuff. It wasn't like Monique didn't fulfill her contract. She said, I'm not doing nothing for free. Who's going to go and do something for free? Oprah, you're a damn billionaire, and you're asking this woman to do a tour junket in Europe for free. You could have wrote that off on your taxes. That's how much insignificant it was. But here it is years later, and Monique was right. And do you think the sisterhood is going to come and apologize to her? And Monique's career is still affected by all of this, but everybody still wants to jump on the Oprah and Gayle bandwagon when these people have shown that they are adversarial to the black community, especially the black men. Now, I know this is a musical, but again, I'm not going to see the movie, don't want to see it, because I didn't even care for the first one, because it put a black man in a negative light. And even though it was a factual tale in regards to the time that it was serving, and I understand that, we have a lot of soft brains in our community that think what happened 70 or 80 years ago is applicable today. Whenever I ask a woman, well, have you ever been in an abusive relationship? Well, no, I have that. I wish a man would put his hands on me. Then what the hell are you talking about? The color purple was a thing of its time. That wouldn't happen today. So how are you antiquating men being dangerous and stuff when you've never been in a situation like that? So.
Panther Strike, thank you so much. Love and appreciate you for the donation. You say Queen Demetria and King Donovan, we are the people everyone wants around the world. I only want the black queen. She is God, appointed by the Most High. Cats are the best, Donovan. That's right. You better tell him again, okay? The black queen. Yes, indeed. Okay. Donovan, you got something to say about that? You better not. I'm just playing. But again, thank you so much for the donation. My take on the color purple, I'd like to say that it is entertainment, although I know that a lot of men have said that they feel like Alice Walker, she is the author of the book Color Purple that was turned into a movie and a stage play, which I did go to New York when it was on Broadway and I saw it. It is now going to be in the movies. A lot of brothers said that it is a bad depiction of black men. In fact, I saw a clip with Mr. Louis Farrakhan talking about it. It's back in the day when it first came out. And he was talking about throughout the movie, there was not a good depiction of black men at all. So I would say that is fair. Now, I will say that when I've seen the movie, I never thought negatively. I mean, I know that there was negative tropes about black men in the movie, but I never thought that way of men in real life. So what I'm saying is I didn't apply what I saw in The Color Purple to men, to black men. I just didn't draw that correlation. As I always say, my mom and grandmother went and saw it back when it first came out in the 80s. And I never heard them talk bad about their husbands who were black. So are some women doing it? I don't know. I haven't heard any women doing it, but I guess, so let's see here. Jeb, how are you doing? Says buenas noches, Auntie Demetria, Uncle Donovan, season's greetings. I do not do white ones. Well, that makes two of us. But welcome. And let's see here. Oh, okay. And I'm gonna put the link up so you guys come up here and ask a question. Then I'm going to drop you back down after you ask your question. So the link is here. It is live. All right. So let's see here. Okay, I'm going to skip down a little bit. Yeah, Brian, we see what Oprah is about. And Andre, thank you so much. He says, in Maryland, you're cold. It is, let's see, what is it here in Houston? 64 degrees. It's going to be colder in the following days. But yeah, thank you so much. I love and appreciate you for that donation. I like the cold weather better than I do the hot weather we were having. Say Houston is going to have a freeze. We'll see. I'm going to be with Ted Cruz. I ain't lying. Where I'm be like, where are we going, Teddy? Y'all know what the last freeze, he got up out of here. Talking about whether tickets were cheap, and Heidi and I and the girls, we decided to go to Mexico as you people that I'm supposed to be helping because I'm the senator, right? And you people are toughing it out. I'm going to warmer climates, so I'm going to be right on the same plane with them. You know, that is for sure. Teacher says, I agree. Oprah has more money than she can ever spend. Damn, give them a bonus and write that off. Should also say, too, that Taraji said that when she did Benjamin Buttons, that Brad Pitt was paid $10 million and she was paid $150,000. So it wasn't just, Oprah and them. The white people did her dirty too. But I really feel bad for Taraji in that she has not been paid what she is worth. I think she is a damn good actress. So absolutely. Panther, you say? No, Monique was ostracized, spearheaded by white feminists. Yeah, that and Oprah, Tyler, Lee Daniels. Of course, he's apologized to her, he being Lee Daniels. And she said Lionsgate, they all, organized against her to say that she was problematic, all because she was like, nah, I need to get what's due me. Y'all want me to travel all over the country for free to promote Precious. And she was like, I only made $50,000 and that's money is gone. I did it as a favor to Lee Daniels. And then now y'all gonna, as she said, whiteball me. Because I wouldn't play ball for free. So absolutely. Let's see here. And Jessica says, couldn't have said it better myself, Donovan. And so you said you hated the first Color Purple. Yeah, I mean, everybody you can think of can quote that movie, right? Because people have just watched it so much. Easy says, not a fan of any Color Purple movies. I think it's more like a woman thing. I think most women like the movie. And I think it's fair to say that Alice Walker was a feminist. So, and Mickey says, Super Melanin is a lab-made cream that acts like melanin. They're trying to use it for anti-aging, healing, sunscreen, and even to coat military equipment. Makes sense because we know the more melanin you have, usually, the aging process is staved off just a little bit. So, of course, they don't have a lot of melanin, so they tend to age a lot faster. But interesting. Now that you mentioned it, I'm sure I will see it. Black America says, I've seen the interview of the lady who made the book, says those things came from her imagination. Yeah. So it wasn't anything that, that happened. So I know what you're talking about. So yeah, it was kind of something she came up with. So as I said, as I saw the movie, even when I saw it as a young kid, because that's when it came out, I never thought that way of Black men. Because I haven't had such a great example of Black men in my life. My father, who is still with me, and my stepfather, who is no longer here. I had, pretty decent examples of good Black men, my grandfathers. So I never attributed anything that I saw in that movie to how Black men are, if that makes any sense. Brina says, most women didn't associate Black men with that movie. Yeah, I don't know any women who did. So that's why I get kind of shocked when I hear that, like, for real? Okay.
Well, what I think what people are missing is people of our generation probably didn't do that. But if you look at the younger kids, let's say Deanna's age, the next generation after us, a lot of those young girls, for some reason, are antiquating their experience with that movie, that men are abusive and stuff, because listen to their talking points. It's almost like, oh yeah, men are abusive, men are this, men are toxic, and all these little key words. And then, you ask them, again, if you ask them, hey, have you ever been? No, hell no, I would never do that. Or they say things like, oh, my grandmother or great grandmother, she was so unhappy in her relationship. It's like, how are you relating all of that to the modern age? If your grandmother was so doggone miserable, she would have left. There was nothing there keeping her there. She stayed because she was stronger than women are today. She stayed through the bullshit. I'm not saying it's right. Was there abuse in that time? Yes, that was commonplace. That was nothing that was not unusual. And a lot of these educated younger people are trying to rewrite history. And that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of reasons grandmama didn't leave, you know, and some of it was like, yeah, she's like, this is the man I got. A piece of a man is better than no man, and all this other stuff. But a lot of cases, the women didn't leave because they didn't have anything else to fall back on, which is why I'm an advocate of women, you know, having something to fall back on, you know, before and when you get married. Don't be what some people will say an injured spouse, to where if it all goes down, you don't have nothing, because that's what happened to a lot of women. They say Buster up and left. You know, he left her for another woman, and she didn't have any skills or nothing like that. She was stuck, right? She got to get on the system, go back home to her mama, or whatever the case is. And so, you know, a woman that has something that she can fall back on, I think that's very wise, right? If for whatever reason the marriage don't work out, whether it's you with him or whatever, then you can say, all right, I can pick up the pieces, or, you know, I have me a little something else going on in case it doesn't work out. I don't have to be in dire straits. So, Anna, how you doing? Says, have y'all talked about Married to Medicine and Dr. Jackie bashing Black women and healthcare system? So I'm not really familiar. I saw something about it. She issued an apology, and I don't know exactly what it is she said. So you'll have to help me out with that. Happy Kwanzaa to you as well. And Tisha says, exactly. I only personally know 3 ancient Black men. They do not define all Black men to me, and a movie can't define Black men for me. Exactly. Tiffany. Miss Tiffany, you say, I believe Black people need to stay out of all of that sports, music, TV, movies, making them folks billionaires. Just start businesses and make your own money. I love it. Absolutely. And Dusty Hotep, you say, Alice Walker was an anti-Black misandrist who was married to a white man like Nina Simone and Maya Angelou too. Yes, so she was married to a white man. Definitely. Pamela, how you doing? It says, my brother Doug is married to a Filipino, and my second brother Jeff is married to a lady from Cameroon. Okay, so got a lot of multi-ness, if you will, going on. Moni, you say, Demetria, how do you feel about your beloved Texas is always filing court cases constantly to block student loans from going through, blocking women to be able to have rights to abortion of choice? I don't feel anything about it. Just to be honest with you, that's what states do. They, you know, make laws that we may or may not agree with. But I tell you what, they had an opportunity to get Greg Abbott out of there. They didn't, and all the other legislators, they didn't do it. So that's what the people of Texas want now. Is it? But my beloved Texas, I think that's a stretch. It's not my beloved Texas. Y'all know I'm, you know, a California girl, born and raised Southern California to be exact. Well, born in Northern California, raised in Southern California. So I think that, you know, pretty much sums that up. Let's see. And then Buckhurst says, it's cold as ice in DC. I bet it is. Anna says, I'm in Killeen. It's pretty warm here. And did y'all see the court judgment that electric companies have no responsibility to give us electricity? And Taraji had to do her own hair, makeup, and hotel. They did her so dirty. Now that's damn. Why? That's crazy. But you know, like Donovan said, well, Monique was saying, hey, you know, let's stand together. I don't know. Did Taraji say anything? Your cats is like, we about to get them up. Did Taraji say anything in favor of Monique when she was bearing that cross by herself? Did it, you know, I'm saying that I didn't hear a whole lot of people getting behind Monique. Monique said, I'm doing it for them. So the people that's coming up behind me don't have to endure that. So, you know, Taraji's enduring it. Monique seems like she's, you know, coming out a little bit on the other side of things, but I think that's something to ponder. Yeah, I did see something about that as far as the Texas. As you know, Texas, especially here in Houston that I know of, have their own little power grid thing. And of course, that was part of the issue with the freeze. It's not hooked to the federal government or something like that. And so it has some issues, very antiquated, not updated or any of that stuff. So a lot of people ended up losing their lives during the freeze because the power grid could not sustain the cold weather and all of that. And I was caught up in that, lost electricity and stuff quite a bit throughout that. And it was freezing. It was so cold. Okay. So yeah. They do need to do something about that. But that's that whole thing with Texas trying to secede from the rest of the nation, and they want to be self-governing and all this other stuff. Is like, okay, enough. Your average logical thinker says those black women entertainers need to band together and strike. Quit crying to the public because we can't relate to your $150,000, heifer. Yeah, and I heard from my daughter saying that black women talking about they gonna rally around Taraji and go buy her hair products because y'all know she got hair products. And I said, but her hair products are kind of expensive, so if she wants us to care about us, her, then she needs to drop her prices because I'm not buying that high ass hair product. I'm not going to, but yeah, I agree with you. Okay. And Michael asked Donovan, what's the temperature there in California?
Right now, it is 61 degrees.
That's cool for California. Panther said black actors are missing the grand opportunity to unite in producing, writing, and directing black films and plays. Who need Hollywood when collectively black, wholesome, conscious films is needed? Yeah, and of course with Jonathan Majors, everybody talking about how Disney dropped him and Marvel and all this other stuff. It's like, well, there's a lot of black studios that could pick him up. Why are we always so dependent upon white people and their stuff? Because when people make the argument, well, white people, white actors do this, that, and the other, and they still be acting. It's like because they white people, they got their aligned interests. They don't have any allegiance to black people. Black people work for black people. We bring most of the talent to any arena we in anyway. So go to the black studios and do what you got to do.
Are you guys aware there is a black network that you can watch for free? All the black talent and upcoming actors are on there. There was a great movie right there, based in Houston, Bissonnette. It's on Tubi. It's called Tubi. Go to Tubi and you will see some great black productions. Only like, I think the longest one I ever saw was like an hour and 45 minutes. And Beth and was it Bissonnette? Was at the top.
Bissonnette was so popular, y'all made the move. They ain't even on Bissonnette no more. They done moved somewhere else because y'all made the block hot. That movie, that blew it up to epic proportions. I think it should be up for an Oscar the way people talked about that damn movie. But yeah, there's Tubi. Tubi is an option. Facts Not Feeling says there's a lot of wealthy blacks like Oprah despise poor blacks. The hate is real. This is why she never had a second thought about paying this woman her money. Yeah, they need to ante up. They need
well, the thing is too, you got to think about, let's just not talk about Oprah. You just can't, get one person. Oprah is systematic of the problem in general. What do your elected black leaders do? They do the same exact thing. They worry about themselves. They don't care about who they're supposed to represent, because if they did, you got Brandon Johnson right there in Chicago claiming that he's from the West Side and he knows the problems, whatever, but yet he's putting an illegal group of people ahead of his own people, burning up their resources. So benign neglect, and Demetra and Brother Phil talks about this on their shows. This is exactly what's going on. You can talk to black people all you want. Yes, I hear you. Yes, hope and change. Never defined it. Hope and change. Benign neglect. That's all it is. We keep falling for it every year because we think because somebody has the same melanin texture of color on their skin that they're going to do for us. No, these people have shown you time and time again, they are not black. They're Democrat, they're blue, they're rich, they're this. There was a famous picture of Oprah out there in the Pacific Ocean, somewhere in the Far East, with Gail and all her friends on this luxury yacht. Not one black person other than Gail on the yacht with her. And remember, she's a big backer of Harvey Weinstein.
Yes, indeed. And Jeb, you say, do you have a PayPal? Where from? I can't do the super chat. Yep. PayPal. I do. I don't have PayPal up there. Let's see. Cash App. Oh, yeah. So there's a PayPal. So it's DemetraK@gmail.com. So it's at the bottom of the screen there. And thank you so much. So let's see here. Let me go back. Let's see. Did I skip? Oh, wait. Okay. I think I'm catching up here. Old school, how you doing? It says, I need the cowgirls to lose AD. How you doing? It says, you say most books are fiction, but please let's not think these things don't happen to young girls and women where all the family predators are nasty uncles or cousins. That is true. I agree with that. So okay, I'll put that in. And again, once again, how you doing? Common man, how you doing? It says, how are you guys doing? We are doing fabulous. How about yourself? Okay, and AD says they weren't stronger than they are now. There were laws to prevent us from leaving. We literally couldn't have bank accounts or own property and etc. Yeah, in some cases back in the day, women were considered property. So good
Well, the
point.
thing is, not much has changed until the very day. A lot of y'all don't have enough income and enough money because you're strong, independent, and all that other bull crap. And you rather buy what you want and beg for what you need. When you're out there buying $400 weaves, $120 nails, and you're buying your kids Jordans and things you can't afford, that's on you. So you're basically doing the same exact thing. Right now, it is the holiday madness season. Do you know how many women are out there, single mothers, that are out there giving their kids the best Christmas of their lives, but facing eviction by February?
We need to bring the men back into the fold.
Y'all need to act right.
I I'm gonna leave it alone. A common man says a lot of women my age are living in homes their fathers paid for, allowing them to be strong and independent. Incredible. Ain't they lucky they got it? Because their fathers couldn't have left them nothing but struggle and hardship. you know, Black Americans, I think, having something to fall back on is a problem. No, it's not. I would never. When I say never, I do mean never. Tell my daughter to not have something to fall back on because ain't nothing promised. Tomorrow ain't promised. My mom used to always say that tomorrow ain't promised. You know, so everybody, man or woman, should have something that they can fall back on in case it fall through. Don't nobody want to be, stuck. Somebody up and leave them that everything, they're taking all the bills, taking care of all the bills and stuff, and then one day it don't work out, and then you're like, oh my God. Even some women back in the day, they man gave them $100 to go to the store. I'm taking off 20 and as my great grandma would say about her, bank, these are the only two suckers I trust. She put a little money up in there, and then pretty soon they stack up a little money in case it went south. They're like, all right, what am I gonna do? And then she pull out all this money, but like, bye, sucker. That's all I'm saying. Michael, how you doing? I'm gonna get to you in just a second.
And just like in What's Love Got to Do With, I see that I bent up your flowers there. So where's Dimitri at again? We'll track you down.
Jessica says, my grandmother used to call her husband Mr. Quinn because he was so much older than her. All of those marriages were not abusive. It was economical survival. He left my grandmother set. Yeah, that's true. A lot of it was not for abuse. Like you said, it wasn't uncommon for older men to marry younger women. But yeah, back then, when he up and step on a banana peel, he left her well off. That's the way it's supposed to be. And then guess what? Grandmama wasn't his girlfriend. Grandmama wasn't his boo thing. She was his wife. So that's important to note.
Right. And even in The Color Purple, Celie got that money from who? Not her mama. Was it her mama? Maybe I got that wrong.
It was her daddy. Her daddy, yeah. Paul, not Paul.
Right. Yeah.
Her real daddy.
Right. Her real daddy. Exactly. Yeah. It wasn't her mama. It was the real daddy. But men ain't shit. Come on now.
Right. Okay. So let's see here. All right, let me skip down just a little bit so I could catch up. Christopher Jones, what's going on with you? He says they were making enough money they could have started their own brand. Absolutely. Tisha says 30 degrees in New York. Ooh, it's cold. Panther, you say, I heard that too about Taraji. My problem is her enduring that mess all these years, but I understand the labor of love thing with acting. Yeah, but it's like, come on, she done been in the game long enough. And Black man, how you doing? Says, damn, brother Don, how many cats do you got? A plethora, a menagerie.
Yeah, basically, I've got two. I've got two cats, but I got two ferals that were hurt, and I fixed them up. And like a lot of women, when they see you got a nice little spot and everything like that, they don't want to leave. So they ended up staying. So technically, I got four cats and a dog.
Yep. AD says, I'm not bashing Black men, but the violence going on in our neighborhoods are majority committed by Black men on Black women and children. So come on, let's not pretend it's not happening.
Exactly. AD, I'm going to agree with you with that, right? But I'm going to come back with you at this. And the last 2 generations of Black men are being raised by what? A single Black mother. So, again, women are emotional. When you see these, and I'm not making excuses, but those are the facts of the matter. The fathers aren't there for whatever reasons, and they should be there. So I'm not admonishing that the father should not be there. They should be there, but they're not. But that doesn't give a woman an excuse to raise a poor human being. I was raised by a widowed mother. My brother and we were raised by a widowed mother. And, we're not no scumbags in society disrespecting women and all that other stuff. We do what we got to do based on my mother's interpretation of what a man should be based on her father. So again, we complain about, you hear a lot of these younger women complaining about the very men that they raise.
Yeah, that is true. But, I think a lot of the conversation is left off about some of those men or children we complain about are also raised by single fathers as well. So, it's a conversation to be had on both sides of the aisle. But I will say, since, the Black mother is mostly in the home with the child by herself on a regular basis, yeah, she should turn out a better product. Facts Not Feeling says, yeah, y'all need to get back in the kitchen and let me, the man, go out and make the bread. Hey, it ain't nothing but a word to me. I get in the kitchen all day long. Baby, what you having to eat today? What you want me to make you? I got you. When you come back, it's going to be hot and ready. It's going to be piping. All you got to do is go take a shower. When you get out, it's going to be all ready. It's going to be steaming hot. What you having to drink?
Fellas, I'm going to tell you this. I want you to look at your nails. If your nail bed in your hands start getting a tinge of yellow, it's arsenic poisoning. You're starting to be poisoned. Not saying Dimitri would do that. However,
or maybe you just need to wash your hands more. Okay. Facts Not Feelings says, what does it mean to have something to fall back on? I hope I explained that, but it means that you have something that you can do, right? You have maybe a little money saved. You have a skill or something that you have. You didn't just go into the marriage, with nothing nothing up here, nothing in, a bank account or something that you could do, right? We've heard it time and time again. It's still happening. Of women, let's use them for example, are saying, man, I didn't have nothing. I had to start over. I had to go home with my parents or whatever the case is. I didn't have any skills. I had to go back to school or something. So yeah, I tell all the young ladies I can that's around me, yeah, have you a little something. Don't go into a relationship or marriage and don't have nothing you can do. Whether you can sew, you can bake something. So that's what that means. Yeah, have something saved up or something, Dusty Hotel said Black men are nothing more to Black women than a wallet, a watchdog, a repairman, and a soul pole. That's a lie. Again, I'm going to impress upon y'all to get around a better group of Black women. See, that's the Black women y'all surround yourself with. Get up off of Instagram. Stop trying to hook up with the Instagram baddies or take the women from the strip club home. That's what they like. But y'all not going after the women who are the opposite of that. Y'all like the women that, I'm going to just say this, I love you, that are probably out of your league. So what y'all do? Y'all lead with your wallets. Y'all act all big, bad, and tough, and all that other stuff. Because, again, like I said, a lot of them women be out your league, and then y'all try to apply that nonsense to all women. Get you a woman, settle down with her, a woman that ain't about all that, and I think it'd be fine. But that's not what. That's not all Black women. Say, does he give his daughters the same advice? And I don't know who you're talking about because I know Donovan don't have any daughters. All right, so let me skip down a little bit, and then I'm gonna.
I don't have any daughters, but I do have nieces, and I'm gonna tell you, I was talking to my niece today. She's on her way to LA to go spend time with her boyfriend's family, and we sat down, and she said, "You know what, Uncle? You never lied to me. Everything that you said about being grown and how to function in this world as a woman, a self-made woman. She went to Spelman College, all that stuff. Girl's highly intelligent." She said, "You were right." And it has nothing to, I'm not trying to pat myself on saying being right. What I was telling her is in her relationships, how to deal with men in her relationships and stuff. You're not equal. Do not go into that relationship thinking you're equal. You're not. You're a woman. He's a man. Everybody has a role and you play that role. And again, all of your accomplishments mean nothing to him as a man, period. And once she understood that, her relationship got way better.
And Panther, I totally agree with you. But again, that's y'all folks running around talking about, the single black woman, the single black woman, the single black woman. And I agree. The black man is the most involved man in America with his children. He may not live in a home with the child, but he's still the most involved. And like you said, even more so than a white man. And hell, the white man is the original deadbeat baby daddy. Look at all the babies he left on the plantation. You know what I mean? But I know that. But again, like I said, that's kind of the popular talking point about, the black woman being the most in charge. But then on the other hand, people say, well, the black man is the most involved man with his children in the United States. So it's like, which is it? Is he not around? Is he around? And if he's around, then can we really truly put all the blame on the black mama? Just asking. But I agree with you, though. You like that? Facts, not feelings? AD says our black girls are growing up in those same homes with single mothers. Yes, indeed. Notorious Hebrew, how you doing? Says those women are also raised without fathers. There's also a plethora of excuses for men that aren't around for their children. I totally agree with you. They for whatever reason get a pass. Facts Not Feelings says the skilled woman should have is able to cook, keep a house clean, take care of the kids. I think that's some of it, but she should also be able to take care of herself. God forbid, it goes down the wrong way, but yeah, I don't have a problem with a woman having some skills. I think all women should have a skill. As I said, my mama was a nurse when she met my daddy. Nurse, she had a full ride scholarship to Clark Atlanta. She did not do it because she wanted to come go to California and be with her mother, so she became a nurse. But I'm telling you right now, my dad would not be marrying nobody who didn't know how to do nothing but be cute, because trust me, my mama was cute, okay? But she had to be more than just cute. So yeah, I don't have a problem with a woman having some skills to where she could take care of herself or whatever. You say a man would never leave, huh? I'm gonna tell you right now that ain't true. Okay, there's been a lot of good women who could do all of that has been left by a man. If only that was true. Maybe in Utopia it's true. I don't know. Common Man said that's what life insurance is for. Yeah, I mean, if you want to give your girlfriend, make your girlfriend a beneficiary, but what if y'all break up? Then you got to get another beneficiary. Why not just make her your wife? And I suggest to women, don't become a long-time girlfriend to somebody and then he up and died and you have nothing. You didn't help him build everything, but he didn't make you legally his wife. It just kind of goes down wrong. All right. One moment, Michael. Let's see. Dave, JR, how are you doing? Okay. Black America says you would have to get rid of those afros and 70s clothes to get a man under 66. I ain't listening to you. Derry, she said constantly negative black, she devils, OF, no. But again, do you, BU, broski, done, next, peace out. Okay. See you next time. Jessica says, talk to Demetri K. Look at all the children Massa left on the plantation. Gone, girl. I mean, I'm just saying, he is. The original deadbeat baby daddy. Miss Lachey says, I don't think y'all have to keep protecting the black community's facade. Either they gon' get it together or get left behind. I love it. J Bubba says some of these kids need crampas. Grandpas. I think you mean grandpas is what it is. Grandpas to come pick they bad A's up. I think that's what you mean. Yeah, I'm with it. Brina says, I heard somebody break down that stat. I forgot what he said, but it's not what people are thinking. Yeah, I know he's talking about it was a white guy, right? He broke it all down about how people, especially in the manospheres, what he's saying, run around talk about he says how, I think he said black, or maybe he said in general, but how most men in prison were in single mama households and all that other stuff. And he showed the stats and broke it down and said it's a lie. He says, but we keep hearing these men repeat these lies, 80%, 70%. He said, which is it? Is it 70? Is it 80? Is it 60? Which is it? But he broke it all down and debunked how it's a lie. He says most of the, in fact, a lot of the men in prison came from two-parent households, and some of them came from households where there were just fathers. So it's not just the blame on the woman. But again, like I said, I don't really be trying to spend a whole lot of time arguing with people, because you can go look that stuff up for yourself. But as I said, as Abraham Lincoln said, if it's on the internet, it must be true.
Right. But you also said this, Demetri, statistics could be and manipulate any way you want it to manipulate. There's a big lie saying that the black woman is the most educated woman. That's not true. She's the most enrolled. She's not the most educated. That's not true. It all depends on your perspective and how you look at it. So it's on both sides. And statistics, that's how it works. Depending on what your objective is, you could move it to any way you want to move it to make it fit your narrative.
Yeah, so that could also go back to y'all with these skewed statistics of how the black woman is ruining the black neighborhood community because she's, 70% unmarried and all that. So it goes both ways, But again, the litmus
That's
test.
True. No, go ahead.
I'm just saying, but the litmus test could be the people that you know. I know a lot of married people, black people. So I don't know. I think at the end of the day, we all have a responsibility to bear of getting the black community where it's supposed to be. I don't know. All right, so let's see. Gerard says, "What is the longest a woman should wait for a marriage proposal?" I don't think you should wait years and eons. Y'all say all the time, a man know within 6 months whether he want to marry a woman. If you feel like that man is jerking your chain and you want to be married, then I think that's for the woman to make a decision like, yo, let me leave him alone so I can make room for a man who wants to marry me a lot sooner than, in this millennium. A lot of times a man get engaged to you. He's just a spot holder. He's just holding the spot. But is he in, he just asks a question, a conversation you have to have. Hey, you plan on marrying me anytime soon? And he hemming and hawing and all, then there's your answer. And he don't have a direct answer for you, then you need to ask yourself, am I going to endure this, wait for him to decide he wants to be married, or I'm going to, let it burn and in this relationship and wait for a man who's serious about me to come along. So I just think it's kind of to that woman.
Ladies, I always say this. A man could waste all of your years, but you could never waste any of his prime years. But he can waste all of your prime years. So if you understand what I'm saying in that aspect, you understand. Like I said, a man could have babies up until he's dead. You guys are on different types of clocks. Do not let a man waste your good years.
Facts Not Feelings. She said, I once believed a woman should have a college education to be using corporate America having options. I even helped my ex get there, and she exercised her options to bounce. Lesson learned. Let me tell y'all something. From the bottom of my loving heart. It sounds like y'all advocating for an idiot, for a dumb woman. Y'all don't want the woman to be...
No, go back to your saying dingbat. Go.
Dingbat. Y'all want a dingbat. That's what I hear. Like y'all want to just keep her barefoot, pregnant, and stupid. I don't know. Is salt is the same as sugar? Should I? Yeah, I mean, y'all want a woman who don't know nothing. I don't think it's a problem with a woman having an education. Although I do believe there's some women who try to use that as I'm better than you. All that. Yeah, who cares about all of that? But if I was a man, and clearly I'm not, I would not want to be with no woman who ain't got no other smarts, like nothing. So that's weird to me. Even back in the day, a man, I would imagine, wanted a woman who knew how to do something, And let me ask y'all this: why would y'all want to be with a woman who's, I don't know, whatever you think is best? I don't have any idea. I don't know. Y'all will get bored with her and go cheat with a woman that run you ragged, tell you what to do and all kind of stuff. So I don't know. I don't know about that one. All right, Mike, I'll give me one more second to get these the comments down. And Jay Bubba says no, Krampus is okay, got it. The demon of Christmas, the opposite of Santa. He picked up the bad kids and beat their ass. Oh, okay. Never heard of him. I don't want to meet him either. Common Man, thank you so much for the donation. Love and appreciate you. He says, I can show you many men raised by black women in jails and prison. Almost no black males raised by their father or in jail. By their fathers are in jail and prison. Think about that. Come on, Common Man. Come on now. Goddamn well that ain't true. Stop it. Because there's a whole bunch of inmates with a mama and a daddy that's doing some time and ain't never gonna get out. So I know that, that's kind of what they be trying to say, but that's not true. It's not. You also say black men make better parents, point blank, period. I'm going to say something slick. I'm going to shut my mouth. Teacher says, I have a question. Devontae Davis bought some buildings in Baltimore. Oh, okay. And they were burned down. I looked at the area. They are giving those houses away, but they need a lot of work. My question is, why aren't people grabbing those properties up? They're going to be gentrification before you know it, especially by the harbor. Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, well, you kind of answered your own question. If you've been to Baltimore, you know those people are economically depressed. It's like a third world country there. Donald Trump even called it a shithole, and he wasn't lying. So how can the people who are economically depressed, even if they could afford to buy the property, do they have enough capital to do the renovations? And again, we are being attacked by the Democratic Party directly in our face by their policies. Look at the policies. Recently, the Navy Federal Credit Union, which I'm a member of, Ben Crump just did an action lawsuit against Navy Federal as they discriminated against blacks getting home loans compared to other groups of people. This is a direct policy of the United States against black people, and yet we still vote for Democrats.
Absolutely, Jeb. Says, Demetri K, on that same topic, what about the Rolling Stone naming Sexy Red as some crap? I don't remember. Yeah, she's the best. Her song, Ski, was the best rap song of the year. But my daughter and I took the liberty to kind of look into who wrote those articles. And I will say that they are not Black Americans. They seem to be Africans. No shade to them, but it's like, come on. What are we doing here? We working for the man. And the other thing is this, too. Do we need white people to validate who we deem to be the best lyricists and hip hop artists? Now we know damn well that Sexy Red is an industry assassin. I don't call her a plant. She's an assassin. She's sitting here to assassinate the characters and the minds and everything else of Black women and girls. That is her sole job. And so they're going to keep pushing Sexy Red to the Black community. But you know what? I will say this about the Black woman. You better wake up, because if you are awake as a Black woman and you are doing a job as a parent, a mother over your children will never even hear about no Sexy Red, because you're going to monitor what they're listening to and all that other stuff. But they know a lot of people are asleep at the wheel, especially in some cases, the Black woman. So they got Sexy Red out there everywhere you can think of, saying the most disgusting things and all of that. But Rolling Stone also came from the same owner who said that Black people ain't got no sense or something like that. So it's like, on one hand, Sexy Red is, that song, and I listened to the lyrics, is absolutely stupid, by the way. But they're telling us she's got the best rap song. I mean, my thing is, Rolling Stone do not validate us. That's where we really need to be. All right. Michael, what's on your mind? I had you on hold long enough. What you want to do with your 2 minutes?
Hey, how you doing?
We're doing fabulous. How about yourself?
Just pretty tired today. Didn't eat for the entire 8 hours. So I'm kind of fasting.
You better eat something.
I will eat later. I mean, Christmas Eve. Yeah, my question is this: like, you have the data and report to back up cash payment reparations for ADOS. How giving cash payment reparations to American descendants of slavery would reduce crime, would grow businesses. And you say this to, let's say, you had to present this data to Congressman Jim Clyburn, and he says to you, Demetri and Donovan, "Oh, this is too much information. I can't handle." How are you guys going to maneuver and try to sway Congressman Jim Clyburn? Just give us the check, beep.
Well, he doesn't have the ability to give us the check by himself. That's going to be his cohorts, in Congress. They all need to come to that decision. But best way for me to persuade Jim Clyburn to do anything is for him to retire or, go to the upper room. And I'm not advocating that he does that, because it doesn't seem like he's going to get up off of it until he does go to the upper room. Clearly, James Clyburn is a puppet of the man, and he's going to advocate for them, not Black people. He will give us a good fish fry every once in a while. I guess I never tasted it, but some people say it ain't all of that. But Jim Clyburn is not going to change his mind. As I always say, there's some people who are old dogs. That means you can't teach an old dog new tricks. James Clyburn is an old dog, and he's not going to change his mind. He says that he feels like in some way, shape, or form that we have gotten our reparations, but we know that he is getting his. So I would not try to change James Clyburn's mind. I would impress upon the people of South Carolina in his district to vote him out. Mm-hmm. That's the best way I can describe it. Donovan?
Yep.
Yes, indeed. So, Michael, thank you so much for coming on and asking us your question. I'm going to put you back in the comment section.
Okay.
All right. So, I think I put the link back up. If anybody else wants to come up and have their little 2 minutes. Okay, so let me get rid of this. All right. Facts and Feelings says, I love a woman who is feminine and not smart. All right.
What's with the sigh?
One moment, Black America. Let me get these comments down. You also say I very okay. Let's see. Miss Lachey says they cheat with exciting people, laugh out loud people that rock their world. Yeah, so let's miss us with all of that. Norris, how you doing today? Says what I'm hearing is a lot of hurt people. You know what? I think you're right. Beach material, how you doing? Says and pay the taxes as well. Just because you bought a home and paid it off means you can't lose it. Doesn't mean you can't lose it. You can lose it if you don't pay your taxes. Absolutely. Okay. Notorious.
You can lose it if you miss one payment. The bank has a right to call in the loan.
That's true. Notorious Hebrew says Republicans voted those same damn policies be for real. Yes, indeed. Okay. And Common Man, thank you so much once again for your donation. He says Black women make terrible choices when choosing the men who father the children. Good men who want families will not choose a 304 to produce his children. Yep, I'm 100% pro male fatherhood. Some Black women make terrible choices, just like some white women, some Asian women, or whatever the case is. But as I always press upon Donovan, I ask him, why can't y'all as Black men tell other Black men to be better choices so that Black women, in your words, don't have a horrible selection to choose from? I'm just asking, but thank you again for that donation.
Yes, and then I always reply, we can do that in some situations, but when men do other men, bad things can happen. Like I said, violence is always the precursor to a lot of things.
Y'all sons?
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, I understand what you're saying, but again, men, it's more of a like I said, violence can always occur because you can't just go up to any type man and just talk that crap to him.
Start with your sons. Start with your
absolutely.
Yeah. That's why I'm not really going up to a whole bunch of random women and saying, "Hey, I'm not." So you can start with your sons, your nephews. Donovan, you mentor a whole lot of little young brothers and stuff, whether it's basketball or whatever. So you could talk to them, or even just be an example, right? Start with just being an example. You'll be all right. That's all I'm saying. All right, hold on, Black America. I gotta eat my mental Wheaties. Just give me a moment because I know it's gonna be a doozy. And I apologize in advance for y'all. Panther, you say we don't have to convince anyone as to what we are old. Dr. Claude Anderson takes more presidents than a buck dancing coon like James Clyburn. Yeah, he just needs to retire or whatever. Beach Material says, can I get a wrench to be a mod kindly? Yeah, I have to actually go into, I can't do it from here. I have to go into YouTube. Let me write that down because I do need some moderators. Somebody else asked me to be a moderator. So if I see it on here, I'll write it down as well. Okay. Jessica says, if a woman is not smart, why do you want her to raise your children? Yeah, I don't know about that one. That's just kind of weird, isn't it? And the comment man says, I don't understand how and why. Where'd he go? Black people continue to vote Democrat. I peep their cars. Back in 1982, when I met Jesse Jackson, that's when I saw the light left and never went back. So he was driving a Lincoln or what? Okay. Also, the Cowboys, they lost Donovan. Oops. Let's see here. You say, well, also, what other people do is not my problem. I got your Beach Material, so I'm going to go in on the other side when I go off of here. Maybe not today, but tomorrow, and I'll add some moderators. Okay, Brina, you want to be one as well? Okay. The average logical thinker says, so many Black women make terrible choices. What does it say about the amount of Black men who are those terrible choices? When can we start to heal as a community, though? Tired of the blame game for real. I'm with you on that one. Truly, I am. Okay, Notorious Hebrew. All right, Black America, batter up.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right.
How
So
are
I
you?
just had, that's what I'm going to say. Hello and happy holidays and Merry Happy Kwanzaa, kind of Christmas stuff and any other holidays y'all done came up with as people while I've been on vacation. It's been so much stuff has changed. I made a comment about people having things to fall back on. I came up to agree with you. I'm starting it off good. I came up to agree with you. Can we have some open mind to agree today, Miss D?
Yes, I'm open.
All right. So, do you agree that men should pay for the first date?
I think it'd be nice, yeah.
No. Now you're straddling the fence. We need some definites. Right. Men should pay for the first date. If a man takes a woman to dinner, he should pay for those dates, shouldn't he?
I agree, yes.
The movies, right?
Yeah.
The man should pay the majority of the bills in the house, the mortgage, and the woman can buy, maybe some groceries or bananas or flowers and stuff like that, right? The man should take on the lion's share of things, shouldn't he?
Yes.
All right. Now, having something to fall back on, is that lady leaving because now it's something else to supplement what that man has? And so now if she can go and have zero accountability, because if that man is bringing home the bacon and all she has to do is fry it up, what happens when that man, she can get that bacon brought home and she don't have to kiss and snuggle and do any of those things anymore? See, it's a different way of looking at it. And I understand you don't see it like us men see it, but when we don't have an option. As a man, we have to grow ourselves from the time we're kids.
I think you kind of lost me. I'm trying to.
Okay, where did I lose you? Where did I lose? Because Donovan lost you too, and you didn't understand the comment when he said that y'all wasn't nothing, but you kind of cleaned it up for him. So where did I lose you?
I'll be honest with you, and I'm trying for the new year. I'm going to try to change myself about that. Sometimes I be tuning people out, so I think I tune that part out. You know what I mean? But yeah, you lost me. You lost me when we was answering the questions about what men should do, and I said yeah. Then you said something about the woman if she was what? I guess that's kind of where I'm lost. So if you can help me out with that.
Okay, so I made a comment about having something to fall back on is a bad thing for people. If you have another option besides your only option, it's like going to the NFL, right? If you are a great ball player, you're not looking at when you see those college guys get hurt and they're crying, they're not crying because they're hurt. Guys don't cry because we're hurt. We cry because our souls are crushed. I know I'm not going to the NFL now. You know what I mean? There's only one plan, and everything leads towards that plan. If a woman is able to leave, because the most part, the men don't leave. Can we agree on that? Men don't leave relationships for the most part. Can we agree on that? The divorce rate, can we agree, Ms. D, on that?
I would say the divorce rate, yes, it tends to be more women.
Do you know like the about percentage of women that leave a relationships?
I don't know exactly, but I've heard 70 to 80, somewhere around there.
70 to 80%, which is high as a giraffe's butt. That's very high.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, miss.
Since you clearly know all the answers, why are those women leaving? Are they all leaving for the same reason?
Yeah, irreconcilable differences.
Come on, man. That means it ain't none of everybody else's business. That's what that means, boy.
No.
Come on, to the bar.
No, that means you get to leave without any consequences. You get to leave without having any accountability. You get to
So with men
leave.
power, the
Hold on,
press,
hold on. You get to leave because you're not happy anymore. You get to leave because you're sad and because of your feelings. You get to leave. Once again, men stay in relationships. It I know men that's been married 17 years, haven't had sex in 2 or 3 years, probably get some sex, every 24, 46 months, but doesn't leave his wife. He doesn't, like I say, I got a whole group of them. They don't leave their wife. They're not happy. They're not, they're not joyous, but they don't stop going to work. These are high earning men. These are firefighters. These are police officers. These are truck drivers, plumbers, electricians. We don't get to stop doing what we're doing and fulfilling our obligation to you as a woman because of something as so trivial as not being happy or enjoying ourselves anymore. Do you understand that a little bit better? We don't have anything to fall back on. We don't want to go back out to these streets. Most of these men, they see what, and you seen what, hell, I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's a firefighter who was actually in the firefighter's calendar, haven't had no tail in 6 to 8 months. This is a healthy, good-looking black man. Come on, Miss D. He haven't left his wife after 17, 18 years. I mean, this is all true stuff. You don't like that, do you? You don't like the percentages. What part you don't like? Tell me.
this is your 2 minutes, 2/20
Okay,
minutes.
I jump off. I'm just saying because you rubbing your head like that's really making you upset that women are actually doing these things to men, and it's not just because I agree with what Donovan said. To me, because you talking about you guys want to dumb women, you guys don't pay for dates. Women don't pay for dates. If you're living with a man, you don't pay most of the bills. You're not fixing stuff. You're not mowing lawns. You're not taking out the garbage. If Donovan is living with a woman, I bet you she'll wait 2 days for him to take out that garbage and ask him to take it out if he don't take it out. That's what I'm saying. There's certain things that that women don't have to do, and that men, we are expected to do, and it's nothing wrong with it. We take that with all the graciousness we possibly can. But women, some women, not all women, the majority of women nowadays, they don't want to uphold their side of the bark. There's no reciprocation in the relationship, or very little.
Because it's Christmas Eve, I'm not going to respond. But thank you for your
Wow.
commentary. It was much appreciated. See you next time. Buckhorse, how you doing? You there? Mr. Buckhorse, you there? Did you fall asleep as Black America was on his soliloquy? Well, maybe so. But anyway, because sometimes I'm just like, what do you say to all of that? Nothing, so I just sometimes I can listen. I don't have to respond. Okay, let me get back in the comment section.
Hey, you guys notice that? I am teaching D to be a better woman. Just button it up, suck it up, buttercup. And men like that.
As I once heard a long time ago, it says something like, I refuse to have a battle of the wits with somebody who is completely unarmed. You know what I mean? Why would I look like? So I just listen. It's Christmas Eve. That's my gift to Black America. You're welcome. Next time I won't be so generous. Okay. But I'm going to get into the comments because I saw a lot of other people have something to say. So Tisha, she says, as a woman, I filed irreconcilable differences because it was the fastest way to get on the calendar. I filed the same thing. When I filed for the divorce, when I was married for 10 months. And yeah, I filed for divorce. The sucker had his dangling in every province in America. Okay? Y'all think I should stay for that? You think I should endure that? You think I should, well, thank God it didn't, but be scratching where I ain't supposed to be itching because he was loose with his thing?
Yes, it's called commitment, richer or poor, sickness and in health, good times and bad. Do you guys take these vows seriously, or is this just a joke to you guys?
Well, what about him? What part of
we fall down, but we get up?
Nah, see, I always tell you, I don't look good in orange. Y'all don't never see me wearing orange. I do not look good in orange. I'm not gonna wear the orange jumpsuit for nobody. Okay, he did not have the ability to control his lower regions. Okay, I didn't think I should have to put up with that. You know what I mean? Let that be somebody else's problem.
Did you guys try counseling?
No.
Okay, so let me ask you this. I'm just playing devil's advocate like you do on me. Did you exhaust every means available to save the relationship?
Was that something I should be trying to say? What is it, a now later? Eat some now, say something for later?
All right. So basically what you're saying is women who have a legitimate reason to get out of a relationship should. And I agree with you. But there's a lot of women that leave relationships because they're bored or they're tired or this or that. Not a good thing to think about when you have little children. Women today are not built like the women of yesterday.
And you Negroes aren't built like the men of yesterday either.
Right. We're better. We got more money. We're a lot smarter. All that good stuff. We're way better. You're right.
And can I keep it a buck with y'all? Y'all don't want the women of yesterday. Y'all want the things on Instagram that's bending it over, busting it open, because your grandma didn't do it in public. She might have did it for Pawpaw behind closed doors. But y'all don't want the women of yesterday. Y'all don't want the women who maybe just, their natural cute self. Y'all want the women that's doing the most and yeah, those are the women y'all chase, right? So y'all ain't going after the grandmas of yesterday. Come on now. You're not. You guys are not doing that. And let me ask you a question to play devil's advocate. How many grandma-like types was you over there in Sasua with?
There was 3. Remember, there's what's her name? Ramona. And me and her were drinking it up over there, having some nice drinks and stuff, talking it up. Ramona, she's 48 years old, grandmother, widower. Cecilia was another one that I met at a restaurant. And then there was Nina. So there was 3.
When the wedding?
What do you mean? Just last time I was just there.
When is the wedding?
Oh, we're still working on it. Like, so I'm going back for the Super Bowl. We're working on it.
Which young lady did I see you with?
Oh, that was my Jana. That was another one, but she's a little younger. So
she wasn't no grandma.
She wasn't a grandma, but she was a little younger.
And very well endowed.
Yeah, very well endowed.
Yeah, don't leave her out.
Yeah, Jana. That was my other one.
Again, y'all ain't looking for grandmas of yesterday. Y'all looking for the thoughts of today. That's what y'all looking for. My God. Okay, so let me see here. Common Man says women in America always have an out. If a man falls, he'll end up living on the streets and sleeping under bridges. Yep. I mean, there's some men that's on the system too, but yeah, typically women, they do have a safety net or whatever the case is. But Dusty, you say we can't tell the difference between the good ones and the bad ones. Only they all looking just like. That's a lie. Yeah, but if y'all can't tell whose fault is that the women's fault or is that your fault? Is that y'all fault that y'all can't tell the difference between the good ones and the bad ones? Because trust me, there's a lot of good ones out there, but for whatever reason, Don't see y'all tripping and falling over the good ones. Y'all be with the bad ones who wouldn't spit on you if he was on fire.
Right, but you got to remember, men are visual, so that's why we can't tell the good ones from the bad because you guys dress alike and act. Some of them you guys act alike. However, fellas, just because they look alike, you got to take the next step, which is to go talk to them, and then that will tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah, stop looking at their boobs. Stop looking at their butt long enough so you can say, hey, all right, hey, little guy, be quiet. I'm going to do the talking, okay? Y'all need to do that long enough to have a conversation with her and see if she's a good one or if she's a bad one, okay? Stop taking her out to dinner, talking about, yeah, she better give me something. She better give me some of her legs for the crab legs I'm paying for her. Y'all stop doing that. And maybe take her out to dinner or whatever, have a real conversation with her, see if she's worth a second date, then y'all will end up with some of the good ones. Hey, Obi, how you doing?
But then again, you have to look at it this way too. Men are tired of taking women out and spending money on these dates while these women get a free meal, and the woman knows she's not attracted to the guy and wasting his time. So that's another thing you got to look at too.
I mean, charges to the game, homeboy. It charges the game. Ain't nobody telling you to take it to Roof, Chris. Take it to Subway. Take it to McDonald's or whatever. Take it to
know me. Meet me in the park, and I'll bring you some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Whatever. You want to have a conversation with her. Ain't nobody telling y'all to be doing all of that on the first day. Y'all trying to do that, trying to be impressive, and all that other stuff. And when she says, "Oh, thank you, dinner was so lovely," I'll talk to you next time. Then you're mad. Don't do that. And Sharon says, I don't like the devil's advocate. It's not funny. It's a real problem. Oh, sorry. I play devil's advocate a lot, but I don't, I'm not the devil or nothing like that. I don't think so. Common Man, he says, and why you're another black woman who choose the wrong man you are, case in point. Demetra, listen, I ain't gonna never lie to kick it with y'all. He was the wrong man. He was. And I did choose that. So I'm not saying I didn't. But I'll tell you one thing I did not choose. I did not choose for him to be a whore. I didn't know he was a whore. Come on, now, let's keep it a buck. That's why I always tell women, if he come to y'all talking about, I'm just looking for a God-fearing woman, somebody who loves God, I love the Lord, and all. He lying. Run from him. He's lying. He don't mean none of that, okay? So, yeah, I made a wrong decision a few times. But that wasn't my intention to be with somebody who's doing that. Okay, come on. What person in their right mind want to be with a walking venereal disease? Potentially. Now, like I said, he never gave me nothing because I wouldn't be here today. I'd be on my burner phone from cell block H. If he did talk about this is Demetra K. Be quiet. This is the Demetra K show. Because I didn't want the warden to catch me. But yeah, I didn't sign up for that. So I just want to be clear about that. No worries, Buckhorse. I understand. Mina says, loving a relationship requires mental work. You ain't lying. Sharon says, so do men leave relationships? No, they never leave. They always stay. Not sure if this topic of discussion is intended to be progressive. I guess no, it's really more like satire than anything at this point.
Yeah, well, let me just answer that a little bit for Sharon, and maybe people will agree or disagree with this. Men, just like in the animal kingdom, we want to mate with as many women as possible. And you will find, because men have that perversion in them and that mechanism in us, because if men didn't have that, the human race would die out. There's always more women than there are men. So, we got to make up that little thing. I'm not saying it's right, whatever the deal is. So when a man is married and he has a side chick, notice he never really leaves the relationship because he thinks in his mind, I have two women. I've got my one main one that I love and have a family with. Then I got this little side piece over there. Not saying it makes it right. It's just something in our DNA, the way that we are programmed to where, we're going to try to get away with what we can get away with, but we're not going to leave, in general, our relationship if we can get away with it, if she didn't find out or whatever the situation is. That's just how we're programmed.
And of course, when she find out, she's supposed to stay and endure all of that. She's supposed to say, well, is it just one? Oh, because if it's more than one than me, then I just can't put up with it. Dusty say, I go where there are more good than bad. I use my passport. How much you paying for that when you get there? Let's not lie to kick it, okay? Because you're not getting up off the plane in the DR, wherever you going, and women are just flocking to you for free. We know that. We know that y'all paying for this, this good service. How Poppy? One or two holes today. Y'all paying for that. Yeah, trust me. I know you guys are. In theory, it sounds good. Oh no, I'm just such a good man, and these women, they just can spot it a mile away. As soon as I get off the plane, put my passport in my pocket, they know I'm a good man, and all these good women come running. Nah, they were like, how much you got, daddy? How much you willing to spend for me to be nice to you? Let's talk about that. All right, so Sharon, you say, okay, so I have a phone call. I will go to the first date or go Dutch, but because after the conversation, oh, look like somebody brought you some food. I can tell if this is someone I want to talk to. Yeah, I think most of the time, especially now, I'm really good at that. Back when I was married for 10 months. I mean, I've known them longer than that, but we were married 10 months. Not so good. But nowadays, my radar go off. Like, Sharon says you made the best decision you could at that time, and you learned and can help others. Yeah, like I said, I ain't gonna lie and say no. I didn't make that decision, and in retrospect, I would not have made that again. Black America says spending money. What woman going to Subway? Keep it real. I would go to Subway. I would. Whatever, something like it or whatever. You don't have to spend no whole bunch of money on no dinner with me. Because for one thing, I'm one of those women. I'm like, nah, don't spend that kind of money on me. I don't even know if I like you yet. And I don't want to give you the false impression that we may or may not be something. Because I know that men, when they spend that kind of money, they like, oh, I'm going to impress her and she going to like me. If she don't, she better like me. If not, I'm going to get on the internet and bash all the women because I spent the bag on a woman who I didn't even know liked me, So I'm one of those women that's like, no, we ain't got to do all of that. Let's go somewhere nice, cordial, nothing, major, and we can have a conversation because I want to get to know you. I might not want to go out on a second date with you either. And I can feed myself.
I just want to say, Big Shirley just dropped off a plate of food she's been trying to get with me for at least 8 months. I'm going to take the food, but Big Shirley ain't getting none of this, okay? She ain't getting none of this.
What color your fingernails is? Because Big Shirley might be trying to poison you. Ain't that what you said? Check your fingernails, bruh. Miss Lachey, you say a lot of men got that perversion for sure. Laugh out loud. No, thank you. Brenda says that females have to fight the males in the wild because some are so horrible they kill their own sons next mating season. Ooh, God.
No, but I agree with what that person says. But when an animal in the animal kingdom, especially in the cat kingdom, does that, again, that correlates to men in general. Men do not want, in general, to take care of other men's children. We just don't want to do it in general. A lot of men do it, but it's just something that's we want to take care of our own children. So,
Lord knows it's Christmas Eve. I don't celebrate it, but I'm gonna be quiet. This is y'all day. This is your day. Come next Sunday, I'll have more to say, but this is y'all day. Black America says you left your husband for nothing, a bump in the... If it's going to be more than a bump in the road, it's going to be a bump over his head or a bump somewhere I didn't want it to be. So, yeah, I had to leave him, okay? I did. Dusty said, why would I go all across the world to buy what I can get on OnlyFans? You tell me. I want to know that too, because, Dusty, I don't know you. But I know damn well you ain't hopping off no plane for free and all the women flocking to you just because you're you. I know they're not doing that. They flocking to you because they know that most of y'all go over there with your check, your savings, and you go buy all the punani you can afford. And they know that too. You think they're going to say, what? What you want, sucker? Now, of course, they're going to be, hey, oh, yeah. Yes, oh, you're so funny. Oh, why did the chicken cross the road? Why did it cross the road? To get to the other side. Come on, they getting paid to laugh at that.
What are they doing here? The exact same thing.
Why? So why are you going over there?
Why? Because they respect the patriarchy is strong over there. That's why we're in a system that is fair to us. That's why.
I'm gonna respect.
Wait, and I want you guys to know this. I'm over there at the airport. I send Demetra a message, and she didn't even respond. I told her I'm out of money because she cashed out me some dough because I spent all my money over there, and I missed my flight. You know, I became a dusty dude over there, and Demetra didn't even respond. She did not even respond. Was going to leave me there.
Okay, Donovan, you can tell that lie if you want to. Okay,
Did you get that video I sent you when I was at the airport? And I was like, hey, I'm over here. I ran out of money.
Mm-hmm. Whatever. So anyway, let me go ahead and get to the bottom. I didn't even realize it was overtime like that. 2 hours and 30 minutes and easy. You say, D, what time we opening presents? I don't have no presents. I don't have no presents. I don't know. I can even keep forgetting that it is Christmas. I don't have a tree or nothing. In fact, I was talking about 100% correct, Donovan. Notorious Hebrew, you say cooking is a basic life skill. Everyone should know how to cook. You eat, right? Right. You know, boil hot dog water or something. So anyway, y'all, I am going to get out of here. He says, Dusty Hotep says, Donovan been to the Philippines. He knows how they operate in Southeast Asia. Yeah. Money. That's how they operate. Money.
Money makes the world go round. Ain't that what the sisters say here? Ain't no romance without finance. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. You think you should be broke and have coochie too? Anyway, I done said too much. It's time to go. It's time for me to get out of here because I said too much. But anyway, I do want to bid those of y'all who do celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, and all the other things that y'all celebrate. As for me, I'm going to try to sleep in to roughly 7 o'clock or so, get up and do nothing. I'm not going to comb my hair. I will take a shower. I just want y'all to know that. But I am going to do nothing at all. I love and appreciate every last one of y'all. Thank y'all for being a big, major part of the Demetra K Show as we are winding down. Is New Year's Eve a Sunday as well? Is that so? I don't know. Will we be here or not? We'll see. I don't have any plans or nothing like that. I'll probably be asleep before midnight to keep it a buck with you.
I will be here because I'm saving my coin.
You saving your coin so you can go give them to the women over there in the DR. Okay. So anyway, I really do love y'all. Thank y'all for contributing to the show, whether you like, you subscribe, whether you did the super chats, you sent cash apps, or whatever you did. We love you. We will see y'all Tuesday. We'll do a live show. I don't know if we'll do the podcast because it's my daughter's birthday. And she's like, no, you will not spend all day on the internet on my birthday. But we'll definitely be here for the live show. So Donovan, please let me know. Yes?
People, in order for them to get a live show Tuesday, they need to cash out me.
Oh, she said if I'm gonna do live on Tuesday, y'all need to cash out her because it's her birthday. Anyway, I'll see y'all later. Peace.